it to me like.
Hey, morning. Happy Saturday. It's Saturday. My big boy comes home today. I'm so excited. I was supposed to have a garage sale, and then I remembered I got to go pick up Phoenix. And it's raining, which kind of sucks. And here comes the dog. Good morning, Rapper. I heard you got in trouble last night. So what's up, Sweet Misery? What's up, Rapper? What's up, Sly Angel? What's up, Annie? Annie in here nice and early. Okay, I haven't had coffee yet either. So I watched a video last night on Facebook that made me cry, and everyone I sent it to made them cry. So I actually reached out to the email on it, and she either eliminated the email or the email was fake to begin with. But I got to show you guys the video. I don't even care if I get a copyright strike. It is so fucking heartbreaking. And it kind of goes with my whole theme today. So that's why I'm going to show it. Hold on. Hey, Colleen. And if you've seen this video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'll probably cry again watching it. It's so sweet. So hold on.
Is there a goal you're trying to reach?
Whoever can get the most, I get a Pistons jersey if I win.
Are you from Detroit?
I'm from North Carolina, but my parents moved up here.
Do you live with them now?
No, I live with a foster family. He lives in a home.
You live in a home right now? Group home right now?
Mm,
Would you want to have a family?
yeah.
Where are your parents?
I don't really like to talk about that.
That's okay. So you said how much was it for them?
$1.
How much for all of them?
That'd be a lot of money.
How much is a lot of money?
$59.
Zach, what if I give you $1,000 cash?
Thank you. The money's for the school so that next year we can have cool activities.
You're not going to keep any of the money for you? Can, if you want.
No.
So I don't have a jersey for you, but I got you a shirt. You got to check it out.
A Detroit Pistons shirt.
You dropped something too.
Open this. The Detroit Pistons are inviting you courtside.
You're going to the game.
Never been to an NBA game.
You never been to a game? Did you want to go?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you, buddy.
Thank you.
What is your dream?
We get a family to have a good life.
What's your name? Nice to meet you, Zach. Go Pistons.
Having the time of our lives right now.
What are you selling?
Starburst and Reese.
Is that not the sweetest video? And of course, I got tears in my eyes again. What's up, Blonde Gypsy? So the reason why I wanted to show that video is because you don't know what someone is going through when you attack them nonstop on the internet or anywhere else for that matter. You don't know their upbringing. You don't know who they are. You don't know where they came from or what their story is. So people need to start thinking before automatically attacking or thinking that they absolutely know everything about someone because it's fucking what is going on now is so absolutely fucking gross. And I know because I've been there on both sides, and I have no problem saying that. And you guys will understand what I'm talking about in a few minutes. But there's a couple of other things that I want to start out with. What's up, Irish Fairy? Hey, Gloria. There's a couple of other things I want to start out with. One, we'll start with the easy stuff. The Good Nunya did a live last night and did a timeline of Bee's fuckery. And it was actually a really good live. I thought she laid it out really well. You can tell she put a lot of work into it. I just want to clarify something for her that she obviously didn't know. And it's not a big deal. I feel like I feel the need to clarify. So she was saying how Aileen had come up on my panel. And, it was Nunya's exact words were it was a little opportunistic, whatever she said. I can't think this morning. Like I said, I haven't even had coffee yet. Opportunistic. Yeah, opportunistic. For me to have Aileen on my panel. But what I don't think Nunya realizes is I brought Aileen to this community. It was actually QueenBee. Mine and Aileen's friendship fell apart because she ran to QueenBee and Savage and all them. But I'm the one that brought Aileen in here. So it wasn't opportunistic for me at all. So I just don't think a lot of people realize what happened. And when, thousands of people are going to hear, oh, well, Laura did it, opportunity to go at the B. It wasn't like that at all. I gave Aileen a platform because I'm the one that brought her in this community. So when I saw everything happening to her, and yeah, I was pissed at her because she ran to the B instead of coming to me originally. I thought that was really fucked up. But after everything went down, I decided to give her a place so she could have her side. But it wasn't a standard like, oh, well, you got to fight with this person and, now you're going to bring her on panel. It wasn't like that at all. So I gave her a place because I kind of felt like, well, I'm the one that kind of introduced her to everybody. So that's why I gave her a place. So, like I said, it's not a big deal. It's just, Nunya sees me differently than, like, I understand why she sees me the way she does, but I want, from my own head, I wanted to clear that out because it really wasn't like that at all. And I just don't think, even though I've said it a bunch of times, I don't think a lot of people realize that I was friends with Aileen long before she even knew who QueenBee was. Like, we have history. So, again, it just not a big deal. I just felt the need to let Nunya know that that's not a proper way to look at it because it just wasn't like that. So that was one thing I wanted to clear up. Second thing I wanted to clear up before we really get into the juice. Now I can't remember. Kodo. So I don't know if you guys saw Chronicles of the Oblivious had wrote a super long post yesterday. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, stating how he's leaving the community, and he gave the reasons, or she, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but she gave the reasons why. And I wanted to read it to you guys because this is how twisted Bee's community is. And this is how, I don't know if brainwashed is the right word. I don't know what the right word is, but I'm going to use brainwashed. And now people don't see what's right the fuck in front of them and why some people need things laid out so easily. So let me pull that up and then we'll get into the B. Kodo. All right. I don't know where that channel went, so I'm going to go this way. All right. It says Kodo. Hey, besties. I have not come to this decision lightly, but I'm leaving YouTube. With the anniversary of Heels passing coming up on the 9th, which honestly, I can't believe it's been a year already. Hey, Peggy, I cannot believe it's been a fucking year already. I've been doing some reflecting and I've realized this Crama land we have all created is no longer a healthy place to be spending my time. I haven't been feeling good about it for a while. Okay. First off, B community didn't create Crama. Crama has been here long before B ever stepped foot in this platform. Okay. Oh no, Allie's husband. I am so sorry. And thank you so much for letting me know. Aw. Will you tell her we love her and we are pulling for her? And thankfully, it wasn't when I read the first line, I was like, oh my God. And I was afraid I was going to read something horrible after. Not that not being able to see isn't horrible, but I thought it was going to be worse. So hopefully, Allie's listening. And tell her we love her and we're here for her. Okay. Yeah, okay. Crama has been around for long before the bee community ever even started. And I don't know how to tell you guys this. But I don't want to break anyone's hearts, okay? But the community that B is in is Bash Betty and Bash Brittany. There is no community. That's all you guys do every fucking day for the last 2-3 years. Bash Betty, Bash Brittany. So you could just call yourself the Bash Brittany and Betty community because that's all you guys fucking do. That's not Crama. You guys haven't spoke about true crime in years, probably since Quentin Simon. So let's get titles straight. Your actual title is the Bash Brittany and Betty community. Okay, moving on. And I wish I could show you guys this, but because it's in Discord, it's not allowing me to, so I apologize. In just the past few months, we have all witnessed foyers of each other's homes, driving by houses, and discussing what someone's porch looks like. Houses shown on Google Earth, children's cars found on Google Earth, and threats of children being shown, lawsuits, injunctions, threats of kicking doors down, and even more. Okay, Kodo, that's your B that did Eddie. Bleh. That's your B that did a lot of this. A lot. None of this would have started if your leader didn't make threats about it all the time. The bar was raised when she made it okay, and everyone in her chat was okay with it. That's how this started. She threatened Crystal and Capone long before she went after Brittany and Betty. She looked up Crystal's kid. She looked up Crystal's Facebook. I'm not trying to throw Johnson under the bus, but Johnson was involved in this too. She talked about my children. Your leader set that bar. And because you guys were all okay with it, it continued and it got worse. And then you guys cried victim when it was done back to her. No, you don't get that right. You don't get the right to cry victim when your leader over there is doing all of the grimy things that are being done to her. Now, have I ever believed that Savage's picture came off of Google Earth? No, I absolutely don't. However, your leader has done the exact same thing. and then cries victim. But she took it worse. But we're going to get to all that. In the past few weeks, FOIAing body cams of each other, investigating people's custody arrangements in court, there's been discussions about if fellow creators' children are safe in their homes. And where do you think all that started? I'm just curious, because a lot of that started again with your leader. What porches look like, house shown on Google Earth, children's, oh wait, hold on. And even child abuse allegations on creators. Oh, you mean like the one that all of you do to Brittany, right? Do we remember that? Do we remember why CPS was probably called in the first place? You guys can thank yourselves for that. And if I hear any more people tell her that it didn't exist, tells me that you know exactly where the fuck that call came from. But I'm going to say what I said yesterday again. You have 15,000 people, well, on average, 10,000 people watching your videos. You have Clue has, 10,000 people watching their videos. Granny has 10,000 people watching their videos. Some of them are going to be different. So we'll average that out to 20,000 fucking people are watching you guys bash Brittany on a daily basis. Times 20 by 7. Times 20 by 5, times 20 by 365, because you've been doing it for about a year. How many fucking people do you think that is? All it takes is one. All it takes is fucking one. So when I hear the B people, and I don't dislike Kodo, but when I hear the B people going on about how wrong it is, take a look at yourselves, because you guys fucking contributed to this more than anybody. And you all were perfectly okay with the threats that be made. You're perfectly fucking okay with all the fuck shit she's done. You're perfectly okay with the way she talks to people. And you got no fucking problem with it. All it takes is that one motherfucking asshole to call CPS. And believe me, like I said, it's most likely not a fellow creator. It's most likely one of those 20,000 people that want to be a fucking asshole. Because just like the B once said about, and I've said it too, but not about her, but what B said about Chronicles, you don't know who Chronicles is. Chronicles are the shady, as B said, I'm not saying this, but as B said, could be a child predator, could be, formally convicted. Who knows? So what the fuck do you think is in your audience, you fucking idiot? Seriously, you don't think out of those 20,000 people that are watching, you're not gonna have one truly fucked up asshole? Of course you are. You are going to have one twisted asshole. I'm sure you're going to have many more, but all it takes is one. So for all of you assholes to keep justifying it by saying, oh, it didn't happen, that relieves you from your responsibility of how it did happen, because you couldn't shut the fuck up. And we're going to get to all that after. I don't want to get too much on a tangent, but we'll get more to that in a few minutes. Let's get back to this. The past few days, 2 of my dear friends have had private information about their property or full government names in chats. How do you think Brittany and everybody else feels? I'm just curious. Hey, Liza. How do you think who else? Lots of people have been doxxed. You know who started that doxing? I'll tell you who started that doxing. That doxing started with your fucking leader. That's where it started. Doxing in this community was a no-no, but QueenBee made it okay. QueenBee made it where it's perfectly okay to fucking dox people. Hey, Narcos. Where it's and again, I go back to Crystal and Capone. She had no problem looking these people up. She had no fucking problem threatening them, trying to intimidate them. that they were, she has Capone's picture and she has Crystal's picture and blah, 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 blah. This was years ago, guys, years ago. Capone has been gone from my group for over a year and a half. And so he was still part of Purple Community when this happened. So this is like 2 years ago. So you're worried about this happening now? Do you know she did this 2 years ago? But I guess we forget because we're blinded by the bee. I don't know. Maybe you've been stung. Yesterday was particularly eye-opening for me. It just took till yesterday, Kodo, really? Maybe you should have opened your eyes fucking 3 years ago and see what trash she really fucking is. Because many of us opened our eyes a long fucking time ago. You just don't want to hear it or don't want to listen or don't want to see it. But she has been a true piece of shit for a long ass time. But you all sit there and pat her on the back and make it okay. Look at what she did with Aileen, as a matter of fact. Look at how she was going to ruin Summer's day. She was going to do this. She was going to do that. Why is all of that fucking totally wiped over? Why is all of that fucking totally forgotten about by her people? I know, like, a lot of you guys, nobody forgets it. But for, like, the bees, where Kodo was saying this is all new to them, are you fucking kidding me, dude? This is so old. She has been this piece of shit for as long as I can fucking remember. We now have the allegation of a CPS call on a fellow YouTuber, and then another YouTuber comes up and discusses the validity of her child's autism diagnosis. Okay, this part I don't understand. And I say I don't understand it. Is she saying that Brittany's autism diagnosis or her own child's diagnosis? The first couple of times I read it, I'm like, okay, why would she care about somebody's, like, if they're talking about their own child? Then I realized just now reading it, they were probably talking about Brittany's child's autism diagnosis. Okay. Let me also stress something here because I have personal experience with this. When I took Phoenix to a doctor to get diagnosed, they told me he didn't have it. When Phoenix was little and I knew in my heart he had autism, they told me he didn't have it. Okay. I guess Phoenix doesn't have it. But as a very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to use interactive. That's the wrong word. But as a very hands-on mom and know my own children and know something is wrong and I'm not going to wait until he's older, I knew it. And I knew that something was off. Just like with his speech, when he was very young, I knew something was off with his speech. It was very easy to compare because he had a twin sister. And lots of people told me, oh, just wait till he's in school. No, I don't want him to wait till he's in school. I want him to get help before he goes into school. Lo and behold, I hit the internet. I research, brought to his speech therapist that I believe he has speech apraxia. She said, what did you learn about it? And I told her everything I know. She said, all right, let me test him. She's like, I don't know if he has it, but it's a possible thought. Well, lo and behold, they tested him at, I think it was 4. And yes, he had speech apraxia. So when I knew something else was wrong with my child, I don't care what the fucking doctor said. I knew I was right. I knew something was wrong. And sure enough, we take him to, after we moved to Florida, after Iowa, after custody, after everything, he was, how old were they? 10? 11? How old are you in 2nd grade? Maybe 10 or 11. We were all going for counseling because of everything that happened in Iowa with Brad. And the mental health technician told me that she believed that he had Asperger's. Okay. I said, I don't think he's a genius. She's like, I think he's more genius than you think he is. So I had him tested. They told me he did not have autism. Okay, another diagnosis. That's 3 times we were told that he didn't have autism. All right, 7 or 8. All right. So he was like 8. Then I brought him to a final mental health technician or whatever you call them, counselor. He was diagnosed officially with Asperger's. Okay? And then he went to school and he went to an autistic school and now he's pretty much as normal as anyone else with a few little quirks. So, and he loves to talk. But that could be the same situation as Brittany. You don't know if Brittany's a hands-on mom. You just like people have all these weird opinions about me of my child and me being a bad mom or whatever. I am like the most hands-on motherfucking mom you can imagine. If something was wrong with my child, I hit the internet. Totally hit the fucking internet. I wanted to know. They told me when I was pregnant, Sage possibly had Down syndrome. I could fucking tell you everything there is to know about Down syndrome before I even gave birth. I am a hands-on mom, always have been. So when I hear all these assholes talk about Brittany being a mom, you don't know if Brittany's a good mom or not. Brittany might be the best hands-on mom you've ever fucking known. You have no idea. And we don't know her kids. I've never seen her kids. I don't know what her kids are like, but you know what? Maybe she's doing the best she possibly can. And maybe she's not. I don't know. But maybe she is. But I'll tell you what she doesn't have. And I'm not going to mention names, but she doesn't have her parents helping her raise her kid. She doesn't have somebody else paying her fucking rent while her and her kids live rent free. So let's save the Brittany's such a bad mom when you have mom and dad paying your fucking bills and your money on YouTube is your money. It's very easy for everybody else to judge everyone else when they don't know the actual scenario or it's so easy to point a finger. B says her house came to her for free, that her aunt gave it to her. Well, some of us actually have to pay fucking a lot of money every single month for a landlord or for a mortgage. So let's stop the judgment with that of something that people know nothing the fuck about. Okay. And I see it all the time, but it irks me even more when these people who live with their parents who don't have to worry about the overhead of rent, electric, mortgage, kids, whatever, because they know no matter what, their house is paid for. They know no matter what that their kids have a roof over their head. Not everybody has that option. Okay. If I don't pay my rent every single month, guess what? Me and Dayton are going to be out on the street. If I don't pay the electric, it's going to get turned off. I don't have anybody helping me with bills. My $3,000 a month overhead is mine every single fucking month. So Phoenix's college, Sage's wedding, just everything that comes from me and me alone. So people stop judging everybody fucking else. All right, getting back to this. All right, where's the next page? Oh. All right. I worry about people's safety, especially QueenBee's. Please tell me why you are so worried about QueenBee's safety. What in the fuck do you think is going to happen with QueenBee? Do you think Sinner's going to spend the rest of his life in jail to hurt QueenBee? Get the fuck out of here. And secondly, QueenBee lives in the ghetto. Her house is worth like $50,000 according to real estate. By the way, she bought real estate last year. I went through this and she never denied it, but the proof is out there. It was sent to me. I was like, holy shit, this is what she's doing with all the lawyer money. But that's a whole nother issue. Anyhow, QueenBee's buys real estate. She has real estate. She's probably banking real estate, whatever. Again, it's all public info. Nobody even looked anything up. You can find this all publicly. But she's ghetto trash. So believe me, she can handle herself unless she's too fucking high. Like last night was insane. Like she's too fucking high to even think straight. And that's another thing. People talk about Sinner being drunk. Sinner doesn't have any children. QueenBee is high all the fucking time. You're raising kids high all the fucking time. So please tell me how that's any fucking better than QueenBee being than Sinner, who doesn't have kids to take care of, who doesn't have minor children to worry about, and it's just him or him and some friends. I don't know who he lives with, but him and some friends. What makes you think, QueenBee, you're any better? You are fucking high all the time around your children. That is gross. What, you can't live life on life's fucking terms? You got to be high all the time? You got to be fucking so high that your kid doesn't even have a mom that's not fucking high all the time? And who the fuck are you to judge anybody? Like, I was thinking about this last night. Who the fuck is she to judge anybody? Like, Betty has no kids. So if Betty gets drunk, it's just on Betty. Sinner has no kids. It's just on Sinner. But she's judging Brittany. Even if Brittany is getting high, who the fuck are you to judge? And then your lying ass says the other day how you don't do drugs. You've never done drugs. That was like the biggest fucking lie I think I ever heard in my entire fucking life. Dude, your house was raided by the FBI for fucking crack. You've been in jail for crack. I know for a fact you have done drugs other than pot. But when you said that the other day, how all these people that follow you and know you and heard your stories about drugs, and you fucking sit there and lie because you don't want anyone to know the truth? Guys, you want to know QueenBee? Look up Rebecca Turner in her hometown, and you can see all the drugs this bitch was involved with. Her house was raided by the fucking FBI for drugs, for running a fucking meth house. But yeah, you never did drugs besides pot. Bitch, sit the fuck down. And Kodo, this is who you're worried about? What are you so worried about? Sinner doesn't have little kids that he lives with. But that doesn't matter if he's a deadbeat dad. That has nothing to do with it. He's not around his child. When you're fucking stoned 24/7 and you're raising kids, you are no fucking better than the people that you're talking about. And Kashmir, if you're so fucking blinded by the bee, you don't belong here, because it's about to get a hell of a lot worse. Thank you, Lana. So, and then says, fighting with fire doesn't work. We all get burned. That I will agree with. Ignoring each other doesn't work. We will just argue about shit that happened 2 years ago instead, or 4.5 years ago, right? 4.5 years ago. So 2 years seems like nothing, but once again, fighting fire with fire all started from your queen, from your bee. That's where it started. Hey, Bolo. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Mark. I know, right, Bolo? I wonder what I would even have to offer this community anymore in the state it's in. But I worry even more what it's taking from me. Now, that's an important point. That really is an important point. And that important point is that forget everybody else, worry about yourself. If it's hurting you, if it's hurting your mental health, take a break. 100%. 100%. Before I continue, let me address a couple of things here and I'm making this as an overall statement. Many people may not agree with me. I don't give a fuck. I am a drug addict. My name is Laura. I am a drug addict. Okay. I know all about fucking drugs. I started with pot, went all the way to fucking dope. All right. I'm very familiar with how drugs work. I spent what, 17, 18 years getting high of my life. All right. So nobody can tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't give a motherfucking rat's ass if you smoke pot, if you drink, if you shoot cocaine. It's all the fucking same. Stop making excuses for one drug is better than the other, because it's not. Any mind altering substance, doesn't matter what fucking drug it is, any mind altering substance will fuck up your ability to raise kids, to make proper decisions. Doesn't fucking matter. And you're right, not all pot smokers escalate. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it doesn't fucking matter what drug it is, whether it's pot, whether it's cocaine, whether it's alcohol. Your ability to have clear and precise thinking while you are high, while you're drunk, while you're shooting fucking dope does not matter. The point is, and it absolutely, as an addict, I can say this, just because pot is legal doesn't make the decisions that you make on it any better. So are mushrooms, Ellie, and I know mushrooms are legal in your state. Trust me, I've tripped on shrooms many a fucking times. And guess what? My thought process while on shrooms, I didn't make the best decisions. I didn't make any better decision if I was drunk, high, or shooting dope. It didn't fucking matter. Well, I didn't really shoot dope, but smoke dope or snorted dope. It doesn't fucking matter. Your decision to parent a child on a mind-altering substance. Now, I'm not talking non-mind-altering substances. I'm talking absolutely mind-altering substances. And Ellie, I love when Californians use that argument, because guess what? Cocaine comes from a plant. Heroin comes from a plant. All this shit comes from plant. Well, I don't know about heroin, but yeah, it does. But cocaine comes from a plant. They all come from plants. I used to say, hey, let's make cocaine legal if you're going to make pot legal. Welcome back, Tony. We might as well make cocaine legal. It comes from the same fucking plant. So I love that when people use that argument. It doesn't even matter what the drug is. I don't care if it's pot. I don't care if it's cocaine. I don't care if it's heroin. I don't care if it's Oxycontin. If it's mind altering, you cannot make a proper decision if you're high or drunk all the fucking time. And again, I am an addict. I am not coming up here like I've never done drugs and nobody should do drugs. No, you will never hear me say that. I'm talking to the extent that someone is high all the time. You want to get high all the time? Be my guest. That's your business. But you do not have the right to judge if someone else is getting high or go at someone for getting high. You don't have that fucking right. And QueenBee seems to think she does. I know, I said that afterwards. I'm like, wait, heroin doesn't come from a plant. But you just don't get that right and then sit there and say how you're so much better because you're not falling asleep. Does QB not hear her fucking self? She sounds like last night, I was embarrassed for her. Even you could tell Clue was getting so fucking annoyed. Clue was like, did you drop those mushrooms you ate or what? Like, she was so off the charts. She claims she has little kids at home. So what kind of role model are you for your children, for your teenage daughters? Gee, we see mom high all the fucking time. It's no different than drinking all the time. They're both disgusting. And that I can say loud and proud. I'm not talking you have a joint once in a while. QB is stoned from beginning of the day until the end of the fucking day, all the time. Hey, Miss ATX. It's funny that you're here. Here is ATX is an OG drama Crama. Here's an OG. I bet QueenBee's people don't even know who the fuck ATX is. That's because our community was here long before you motherfuckers ever got here. So I don't know why you guys think that you run this community. You don't. So but we're going to get to that after. Let's get back to this. So then Kodo says, thank you, True Texan. Oh, one more thing on the drugs thing. One more thing. And I tell Robbie this all the time. The hardest fucking lesson that I had to learn in life was how to live life on life's terms without drugs. And I'm not saying I'm innocent. I fucking take Adderall every day. I would be a nightmare without it. Kids used to tell me, Mom, how come you take Adderall? And I said, because that's how I can raise you guys with a clear head. So I don't want anyone to say, well, she takes Adderall. I've been taking Adderall for fucking 20 years. My point being is that the hardest lesson that I ever had to fucking learn was how to live life on life's terms, how to get aggravated and not fucking flip out and want to get high, how to fucking not have an outlet other than life itself. It is the absolute hardest fucking lesson that any addict has to learn, but you learn it and you get through it and you find other outlets. For me, it was shopping. That was my other outlet. I would go shopping all the time. It didn't matter where it was, but that was my outlet. And it's a hard motherfucking lesson. And it is one of the hardest. My mom smoked pot occasionally with my dad all the time. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with pot smoking. I'm saying when you do it 24/7 and you're raising little kids, that's a problem. That's an addict who doesn't want to admit they're an addict. So I just want to point that out. Let me get back to this. I wonder what I would even have to. I read that. A lot of my friends here know that I have a lot of new beginnings in front of me. I refuse to take this with me. That's smart thinking. Tomorrow will be just like yesterday, and I want off the hamster wheel. I'm putting down my sword, waving the white flag, whatever you choose to call it, but I'm done. And then, please find a way to coexist and be kind to each other before you all rip each other apart or someone gets hurt. Kodo. Okay, now let me just say. No, Ellie, let me explain this, okay? Any addict, it doesn't matter who you are. Any addict has a chemical imbalance. If we didn't have a chemical imbalance, then we wouldn't be addicts. I'm not talking the occasional drug user. I'm not talking the occasional party on the weekends. I'm talking true addicts is a chemical imbalance. And it's just the way it is. No matter what your addiction is, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. And Adderall works for me, and it's kept me sober for many, many, many years, but it's also not mind altering. And antidepressants, horrible. We're not even talking about antidepressants. But all right, let me get back to this. Now, all right. Now, the bee seems to have gone on her rant yesterday, literally went on a rant yesterday or the other day about how she kicked me out of this community and she this and she that. B, you don't have that kind of fucking power. I have not gone anywhere, you fat, ugly bitch. Okay? Let's be clear. You are nothing in this community but a fucking liar. You're a fraud. You're a grifter. You're a phony. You're a bully. And you're a fucking wuss who can't even do a panel by herself. That's first of all. Second of all, the only community that you run is a Bash Brittany and Betty community. That's all that you do. That's all that you have. That's all you are. So I don't understand why you think you kicked me out for something that you weren't even involved in. You were not even fucking here when that CPS call was made. You were not even in this community. You were busy making CPS calls with fucking Critical K. And I thought about it. Maybe I should contact Critical K and have her come on here and she can tell you all the dirty motherfucking shit that QueenBee has done when she was with Critical K. QueenBee wants to come on here acting like she's so fucking innocent. Bitch, you are far from innocent. Just saying.
I cleaned my car.
Hold on. What?
I cleaned my car.
You clean it good? Because Phoenix will fucking kill you if that car smells. He won't let you drive it.
It doesn't even smell.
I'm just saying, he won't let you drive it.
Also, there was one problem though.
What?
Marine left my fucking window cracked. So inside's a bit wet. That's not even my fault. She left it open, not me.
Hey, come here for a second.
Uh-oh.
We're not getting into a long conversation. I just got a
I
question
don't want
from
to know.
your generation. Okay. From your generation.
Okay.
Tell me the difference between mind-altering pot, mind-altering alcohol, and mind-altering cocaine.
What do you mean mind altering?
If you are high all the time, does it matter if it's cocaine, meth, pot, or alcohol?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, you don't get high from alcohol.
Yeah, you do.
You can get a high, like an addiction high, but like you're not. Are you saying like is it bad regardless?
Aren't they all the same? Did you ever know your dad was on as much meth as he was, or he just seemed like normal?
He seemed more normal than I thought, but I was way young. I was too young to realize. Regardless, I was 13. I was 14 and younger. So I mean, I was too young to realize regardless, but I wouldn't say they're all the same, but they all have their own pros and cons.
All right.
Because like if you're always high on pot, you're killing yourself slower than if you're always high on cocaine.
Yeah, but that's not the issue. All right, go.
You see what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
You should not be high all the time. If you are, you have
you.
You have a serious problem.
I agree. Doesn't matter what the drug is.
Matter
That's what I was talking
It
about.
doesn't matter what it is. If you're high all the time, it's a problem.
Thank you.
But you would rather want to be high off something like weed than cocaine or even alcohol, because weed will kill you the slowest. Realistically.
Hold on. Fly on the wall. Let me explain something to you. Not only does he understand addiction, he didn't live with, but he had to find drugs in his dad's car. He knows that his father died of an overdose from drugs. So trust me, he's plenty hip on the subject. He's all well aware of the dangers of drugs and what it can do to someone and how it literally kills people. So trust me, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he's an addict himself, not drugs, but he's got an addictive personality himself. So yeah, he probably knows more on the subject and has dealt with more on the subject than half of the people in here. Just saying. All right, going back to this. And it's also because he was raised by such a good hands-on mom who didn't do drugs. But let's get back to Brittany. I'm sorry, the B. So that's another thing. She's live 18 hours a fucking day. She's literally live 13 hours a day. Morning, noon, night. If someone else is live, she's got to go live. But she claims that all her kids are so young, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not stooping to her level. I'm not going to go to her lows with, let me talk about her parenting, her kids. I'm not doing that. My point being is that you can't be fucking high all the time and then bitch at someone else. You cannot like bitch at Sinner for being drunk when you're high all the time. You can't fucking bitch at Brittany for falling asleep when you're high all the time. Sorry, not sorry. It just doesn't happen. You cannot fucking sit here and talk about someone else being on drugs when you're fucking on drugs. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. And yet, her and her community are the first ones to point the finger. Why don't they ever point the finger looking back at them? Again, when you how long have they been going after Britney? Like a year already? Or is it not that long? When did the injunction start? Or when did it's been a couple of months though, right? Like 6 months, 7 months? Well, Granny won't survive it. Jay won't survive it. Clue will take over. See, Clue is smart. Clue is playing QueenBee very, very smart. And I got to give her credit for it. There's certain things, Clue, I don't like. But there are certain things I do like. And I got to be honest with you. I'm telling you, she's playing QB smart and carefully and very calculated. And the fact that QB can't see it speaks volumes to me, because you can see it. Someone, like, I understand how Clue's thinking is, and I understand what she's doing. And it is so fucking calculated. And she's going to swipe all those people right out from under her. And it's slowly happening. And she's not doing it not intentionally. She's not doing it in obvious terms. B doesn't have a fucking clue. She really doesn't. She thinks they're her friend. No. Clue's even thrown so many digs at her, and she doesn't even get it. Probably because she's too fucking stoned. And maybe if she wasn't so stoned, Clue wouldn't be able to go in there, everyone from her. Because again, that's what's happening. She's gonna get her. Who's calling me? On the phone. Sorry about that. I knocked down my microphone. Crama, go away. Come on, you were doing so good, bud. You were doing so good. All right, hold on. Let me go let the dogs out. Come on. No. There's my phone. Dane, take care of Karma. All right. Yeah, it was Phoenix. All right. Safe flight. Love you. All right. Yep. All right. We're working again. All right, next. Where was I? CPS. Look, I am honestly sick and fucking tired of hearing people sit there and say how CPS was not called on Brittany. I have been on both sides. I have had 5 CPS calls to my house, and I also all right. Damn dogs keep picking at the cord. All right. So not only have I been on one end, I've been on both ends. All right. And I'm not going to go through it again. It was a horrible thing to do, blah, 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 blah. But QueenBee, you have done so much more real life shit than I've ever done. Ever. That's the only fucking real life thing you have on me. Legit. That's it. So you dig it into the fucking ground. You know what I've never done? I've never taken someone's family pictures and put them on my community wall. Okay? I've never contacted someone's mother to complain about how they did this to me or they did that to me or I became friends with so-and-so. Now, the one person that I did contact was because that person I thought was going to show up at my motherfucking door with a knife and kidnap me. And nobody can deny that. Even my haters know this bitch was fucking crazy. Found someone on Facebook that was related to her. Like, is this girl really, is this nuts? She was. Done. I haven't seen her in a long time. But that was totally different scenario than you and everyone else contacting Sinner's family. But hey, that's on you. But you don't see me talking about all the real life shit that you keep doing over and over and over, and the threats and putting Jones's house out there, or what you thought was Jones's house, and the helicopter and all this other shit. And it fucking blows my mind that you don't think that you're so bad. You have fed into this real life shit. You have perpetuated real life shit, and your audience seems to have made it okay. Why are you calling Sinner's family? You're grown adults. Absolute grown adults. Grow the fuck up. I have never seen a bigger fucking pussy than QueenBee. She cannot handle anybody fucking talking about her. She's got no problem talking about everybody else, but she can't fucking handle someone talking about her. Get the fuck over it. I don't know. Well, I do know why, but I wish that what's her name? In Your Own Words wouldn't have disappeared. I wish In Your Own Words wouldn't have fucking gone away, because it would have been great if they didn't go away, but they did. And all right, let me back up. It doesn't fucking matter if someone is a psycho per se. You don't call their fucking mother who's not on YouTube. You don't fucking call. You don't fucking call someone's stepmother to bitch about something they did on the internet. That is not what I did. Oh, Nunya said last night she is ITAL. Okay, but so have a million other people. But either way, even if she did. See, I don't believe that though. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't believe Nunya would have done that lawyer thing. So I don't believe it was her. Nunya's too smart for that. She wouldn't have done that. So I don't believe that. And I'm going to go back to the very beginning. And the very beginning, let's go to Crystal. I don't speak to Capone, really. I don't speak to Crystal, but this one sticks out in my mind because it came from my community. Crystal had a couple of choice words for QueenBee one day in my chat. Crystal doesn't go real life. Crystal didn't go real life. And here comes the bee. She looked up Crystal's Facebook. I think Crystal called her fat or something. She went to Crystal's Facebook. She looked up Facebook. She did all this. She then threatened that she was going to out Crystal, and she knew Crystal's family, and she knew that Crystal had a fat person in her family. Like, it went on and on and on. All because Crystal made a comment about her in chat. That's a fucking weak ass bitch. You can't fucking handle someone calling you fat that you got to now look up their entire fucking life. That's real life. And then threaten her with it on a live. She did the same thing with the Capone. She called Capone a pedo because she loves that word, but she called Capone a pedo. She called Capone just a whole bunch of shit. And Capone, who doesn't have a platform, got a little nervous, got a little scared. Like, why is she calling me a pedo? Why is she doing this? She made every excuse in the world, and every single person in her chat made it okay. Every single fucking person in her chat made no big deal. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, there are certain things she's done that I've done too, so I'm not going to even bring it up. But stupid little things. Someone has a camera drop. I've made fun of people for that too. So I'm not going to fucking, I'm not going to go there because I've done it. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. However, my point in all of this is not to point out all the horrible things QueenBee has done. We all know there's horrible things QueenBee has done. My point is, though, is stop throwing stones, because you're all, not you guys, but everyone in her chat thinks that whatever she does is perfectly okay. And she's done worse than anyone else. I know this has been explained 1,500 times, but we're going to go through it one more fucking time. But I'm just going to give you guys a shortened version. Joneson got that FOIA for no other reason than to prove that QB is a liar. And that's all she did. She proved that QB was a liar. Joneson had absolutely zero pull in what report she was going to get. She didn't know what report she was going to get. She had no fucking idea what report she was going to get. She just happened to get that report. I like Cletus. She just happened to get that report. So because she got that report, QueenBee twisted it around to make it something that it absolutely wasn't. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to repeat this one more time. I know this is hard for people to understand. And I know that this is going to be extremely hard for people to grasp. But let me state this one more time. Okay. Joneson is not following the bee with a whiteboard and a chart of dates that B told her something happened. And it just so happened to fall on the exact fucking date that QB lied. If you believe that, you are dumber than a box of fucking rocks. and you do not have a right to talk about anybody because you're too fucking stupid. There is no possible way that Joneson could have at all known in any capacity that the date that QueenBee lied was going to fall on the exact same date as something she was told 2 years prior. You have got to be a fucking moron. Now, I see you, Just Irish. You have got to be a fucking moron to believe that. If you think that Joneson, who has a job, has a life, has a husband, has a child, if you truly think that she's sitting there with a fucking whiteboard of QB's life, then you are dumber than dumb, because I promise you she's not. I've never been in her house. I don't know her house, but I will bet you $10,000 fucking dollars that if I took the 3-hour drive over to Joneson's house, because I actually do know where she lives and QB doesn't, but if I actually took the 3-hour drive to Joneson's house, I promise you on a $10,000 bet, there is no fucking whiteboard with her writing down shit of QB's life. I fucking guarantee it. Anyone want to take that bet with me? I will drive down there tomorrow. And I will knock on her door and I will say, hey, Joneson, can you please show me your whiteboard with all the dates of everything QueenBee ever told you? And make sure that it lines up perfectly on the fucking, I mean, that's how stupid you guys are. You guys, the Bees people believe the biggest fucking bullshit and don't even see the blatant obvious that's right in front of them. Right in front of them. There is no fucking way. No way that Joneson could have known that QB was going to lie on that day and that there would be a report over it. I understand that you guys believe her bullshit, and I'm sorry that you don't have critical thinking, but please, she plays you guys for fucking morons. Just like she said the other day, how she never did drugs. Really? That's a lie. I asked Maury, and Maury said, that's a lie. Fucking idiot. They do have a cult. People used to say that we were a cult in the purple community when a lot of shit was going down. No, now I see what a true cult is. I wouldn't want blind followers like that. I like people that think on their own. She has so many blind followers. They can't even see how Clue is fucking going to take her over. They don't even see it. They don't even fucking see how Clue is playing the fuck out of her. And there's a lot of us that are like, bravo, can't wait to see it. Bravo. It's funny when you look at it from a point of view that's not someone that's high. That's not someone someone that thinks with a clear fucking head, like myself and so many others in here that don't need to get high all the time. We can see it loud and fucking clear. Maybe if you guys weren't so stoned all the time, you might fucking see what's right in front of you. Because I know Narcos sees it. I know I see it. I know fucking Just Irish sees it. I know all my mods see it. We all see it because we all fucking talk about it. We all fucking talk about it. But they're all so stoned that they can't see what's right in front of them. And believe me, we all see it. And it's fucking comical. Absolutely comical. And notice, I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it again now, and I want you guys to notice this. I said a couple of weeks ago, how you ever notice her big money spenders are never there at the same time. I said I've always believed it's the same person switching names so it looks like it's different people. Where'd Melanie go? Now you have Tiffany's simple whatever and Melanie disappears. Every time she gets a big spender besides Barbecue Lady, that old spender all of a sudden disappears. You never see them together. You never see her big spenders dropping together. Why is that? Because it's the same fucking person. That's why. That's my opinion. I want to see them all drop big money together. They never do. They never do. And I just think that's funny as hell. Yeah, barbecue lady, that's a whole nother issue. But I mean, at least we know she's real. I mean, we absolutely know she's real. Yeah, where's AZZ? And every time she gets a really big spender, all of a sudden the name changes. And now this one disappeared, and now that one disappeared, and they'll be dropping for like a week or 2 weeks. Big money. Katie K, she's another one. I know she's real, but how come she stopped spending? It just seems like there's always a different name, and then they drop for a couple of weeks, but they never in there together. I find that so fucking weird. I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but I find that really fucking weird. And then it was just one of those things I noticed. So, moving on. So, B claimed the other day how she exiled me. And I'm a CPS call, and I'm this, and I'm that. B, again, let me make this loud and clear. You have zero fucking power to exile anybody from Crama. Anybody. It doesn't fucking matter if you like me, you don't like me. I would never want to be a fucking part of your community because all you do is bash, and bash. You never take accountability for anything. You never, ever own your own shit. You point fingers. You use your kids. You do everything to avoid who the fuck you are. You avoid accountability. As a matter of fact, I've never seen you take accountability for fucking anything. You have never taken accountability for the shit that you do. You just point fingers. When I did stick up for you recently, and I do mean recently, because unlike you, I will 100% stick up for what's right around here. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. I will abso-fucking-lutely stick up for what's right. And she has been right about a couple of things. And I'm not saying no. And I will stick up for her when she's right. Ellie, you want a link? This will be a first. Oh, not a link for Ellie. Okay, good. Exactly. That is another thing. We don't fuck with kids over here. Oh, yes, you do. You threatened Crystal's kids. You threatened Nunya's kids. You threatened Dietz's grandchild. You threatened and you gave names of Jones's kid. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I have Patreons that are with me 6 years. I could not fucking tell you what their kids' names are. I've never looked on their Facebooks. I don't know what their fucking names are. No idea. Why? And let alone my haters. Some of them that were ex-friends. Yeah, like I know what MM's kid's name is. I know what I don't even know what Alicia's kid's name is. I literally do not know what Alicia's kid's name is. Never asked her. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing, oh, she has an open panel. That's because she can't fucking do a live by herself. You ever hear her by herself? She's like 10 minutes. She lasts 10 minutes. And then she's like, oh, let me drop a link so I can get the fuck off panel. She couldn't do a panel alone. That's how fucking sad she is. And then she's got B Tim up there. And I've said this before. I will say it again. Cletus is so much nicer to listen to than B Tim. So much. B Tim is a moron. And I don't know if Cletus is smart or not, but he's just much nicer to listen to. Elevated Truth is nicer to listen to than B Tim. And I don't like Elevated Truth, but he's still better to listen to than B Tim. Fly on the wall. What are you talking about? Oh, you talking? All right. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what FOIA? I don't have any FOIAs. But I realized you put the B there. Dayton, get out. Play with your dog. Go take your dog for a walk. He is such an idiot, Lacey. I swear to God. Not Dayton. I'm talking about B Tim. He's such a fucking moron. I have never in my fucking life, heard such an idiot. Yes, unfortunately it is, Amanda. He thinks it's funny. He's probably got his girlfriend listening. I wouldn't doubt it. You want to see what my mom does on YouTube? This is her drama. And meanwhile, my 17-year-old son is more mature than half of the fucking hive. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. He is literally, I would love to see Dayton and B Tim talk. Dayton would fucking destroy B Tim in like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. He'd be so annoyed. Hi, Ellie. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
What's up? You're on mute again.
Oh, dang it. I just got these new ear pods, so they stop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
What's up?
You can?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up?
What's
good.
up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Uh-oh. So,
you're going to get yelled at.
I will not get yelled at by anyone. I'm my own person. Your chat doesn't understand that about me. Like, I don't belong to anybody on the interwebs. Even QueenBee knows that. I can't belong to anyone. I have too many anchors in my real life. And that's not shaming anybody. That's just me explaining myself. Do you know what I mean? So the chat thinks that I am like in some kind of cult over at the hive. And I don't belong to the hive. I don't belong to fucking anybody. Like I said, my family and my life is what I belong to. This is an app on the fucking internet. Do you know what I mean? You understand that, Laura.
I do.
Right?
I do.
You
But
do.
you have to understand why people think that way. And
Why? I understand why the people think that way. That's their projection. They think they're in a cult, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Or they think it is a cult because they don't understand it. I think when we don't understand things, we try to manipulate them and control them because we don't understand it. We're all so different. You're different. All these people in chat, we're all from these like different experiences, and we meet here and we don't know all those things about each other that make us different, right? So we try to fill in the pieces. Like I see it all the time happening. You're this way, or that way. Where you guys don't know me. I don't know you. How are you making those kind of broad generalizations on somebody that you've never even had a conversation with? Just by words in a chat.
But hold on, Ellie. That's my whole point. Then why do you sit on panels when they do it to Brittany? Hold on. When they do it to Brittany or they do it to Betty, this shit with Betty is so over the top already. Like, yes, we know Betty's an asshole. We know Betty's a liar. We know Betty's this. How many fucking times do they have to like talk about it? Or same thing with Brittany. Why are they still going on about Brittany and how she didn't get a false call? And what Nunya said last night that they went, QueenBee was talking about a grandchild. Nunya never talked about somebody's grandchild. Nunya never talked about QB's kids. So why is it okay for QB to do it? And I'm not saying that you think it's okay, but her whole chat, 1,700 people seem to think that it's perfectly okay. and that y'all sit in a panel and say nothing about it. That was Nunya's point, and I get it.
I mean, I understand her point, but her point is kind of diluted to the fact that it's not like that. You're not sitting on a panel. You're not like, it's not like you're in this friend group where you guys all know each other and or even in a family. Like, we don't know everybody's views on life, religion, politics, philosophy, ethics, morals, right? So we're supposed to sit just by being on an adjacent panel with them in this virtual digital space. We're supposed to now like have all the answers to like everything they're saying. And just by being there, we're in accordance with their opinions. Like, that is what gets me the most about this space, to be honest. Like, that it's like, it's not fair. It's not fair to judge people by other people's journeys and other people's issues and conflicts. Yeah, they have conflict with BJ and all those people have conflict. Things brought that conflict into light, right? The Rico, all the Sebastian stuff. Like, I'm not involved in all that, but I see what's going on with all of that. There are like a lot of people are lost in the sauce.
Yeah, but Ellie, QB is in, I mean, you're a smart person, all right? I know you are. So have you ever in your life seen so many people in lawsuits talking about the other person? I have never in my life seen anything like this.
Well, this is the way that people are weaponizing things on the internet. You know, like they try to start, you know, how they start with this. They start, like in this case with Toya's, they're pushing the goalpost to, you know, CPS. Like, you know, in the political community, they do like swatting. You know, there's like a progression, right? There's a progression of how people kind of, and also with YouTube, there's that anonymity thing. Like the fact that we're anonymous is a weapon, where in other communities, in our other worlds, like if you don't have anything to hide, anonymity is a weird thing to have to kind of protect, I guess. You know, you don't have to protect that usually.
Yeah, like burnt toast. Why does burnt toast have to be anonymous, but yet she runs her mouth about someone else? That's
well, look who she's going after. She's going after these people that will do those things to her. They will call CPS. They will keep pushing the envelope. So of course she has to protect herself. It's built into
don't talk about them. And
well, that's her issue. You tell her.
Don't talk about
them. Well, that's up to burnt toast and what she does. I don't. That's you know. I don't know why she does what she does. You know.
Hold on. If I walk into a biker bar and I start running my mouth, do I not expect to get my ass kicked? Of course I do. So you know what? I don't walk into a biker bar running my mouth.
Well, it depends on who you run your mouth to.
But if I'm saying,
you know?
And I've had 5 CPS calls, because I ran my mouth.
Well, you got in.
I learned.
You got in it.
My mouth.
You got in it with it, Sam. Though you did back. You did your own CPS calls. You got into it. You used it as a weapon, like I said. You use that as a weapon, like people do in this space.
I did, you know? And I learned my lesson from it many, many years ago. I absolutely learned my lesson from it. But my point is, if you want an anonymity, whatever, I can't speak, then don't talk about people. Don't go after people then.
Exactly. But like somebody like QueenBee, her anonymity has already been taken, right? And people like Sinner and other people, they use that anonymity and they've already taken it. So they lean into it. You get it? They're like, now, like, it's now spreading to like her family. It's spreading to this. I mean, it's great. I understand why she like, once people start going real life, then you have to like, fight that in real life. You don't fight it on YouTube. You fight it in real life, right? You can't fight it.
Hold on, but let's go to Sinner for a second, okay? Let's go to Sinner. Now, do I agree with some of the stuff he's done? No. However, from what I understand, he did not go real life first. She did. And she put, this is what I was told. She put his family on her wall and contacted his family. He never contacted her family. He never went as far as contacting her.
That was way into the the escalation of his obsessive hate with her. Like he hates her.
But he's allowed to hate her. It's his choice.
Of course it's his choice. I'm not saying it's not his, like he can do whatever the hell he wants. We're in a free society, He does whatever the fuck he wants. I'm just saying. But like if you have that kind of obsession in real life, okay? In real life, if you have like a boyfriend that broke up with you, I'm not saying that happened with Sinner, but like you would take the necessary steps if that obsession got to be too much, right? I think that's what's happening here with Sinner. He is fucking obsessed. You can't say it any other way. He hates her. Like she probably brings out his mother issues. I don't know what the fuck it is. There's something inside of him that really enjoys the hate. And he even said he paints better when he's in that hating. So he like his flow, you know, like flow states, like artists, we all have flow states. His flow state is hate with fucking QueenBee. So like wrap your head around that, you know? So yeah, I would put up boundaries in my real life. Yep, I totally fucking would. I might even do what she did. If he was coming after me like that, yeah, I might call his fucking family if I felt threatened in my real world. I would. I mean, and I'm not ashamed of that, because when things cross over into your real world, then you deal with it there, you know?
Okay, but Ellie,
What?
this is like a two-part question, a two-part statement. You look at when she went after him saying he was stolen valor. That was long before anything that Sinner did. Sinner only got this hair up his ass. At first, it was, you know, words back and forth on the internet. Then Sinner saw he could make money with it. And this is my own.
It started with Emmy. It started with Emmy. You got to go back to where it started. It started with him defending Emmy. Him like showing that he was like, I'm a Captain Save-A-Ho. You got to look at the psychology in this space, because it's all over the place. He was trying to save Emmy. That was his mission. He was trying to save Emmy. You get it? Like, that's where his angle is. That's why he's so obsessed. And that's why then he became obsessed with QueenBee. But it started there. You can't like say, oh, it's back and forth. No, it started with like some kind of something inherent in him from like his adolescent self, I'm sure, with it all. And like, he thinks he's on a fucking noble mission with this QueenBee thing. He thinks to take her off of the internet, to take somebody like off of the internet. Think about that. Is his mission in life? That's like fucking cancel culture. That's like a distorted mind trying to do something like that, filled with fucking hate, you know? That's how I look at it. You know, that's just how I look at it, you know?
Now, I think that it became not so much an obsession, but a money thing that he saw talking about QueenBee could make money for him.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So
of course.
I'm, you know, I
rewarded
have said many times that he's kind of a grifter, but let's go back a second. Everything that he did, whether he was saving Emmy, whether he was sticking up for Emmy, no matter what the situation was, he was only words on the internet. He did not take it real life. Where QueenBee started calling him stolen valor, and whether it's true or not, you have to give someone in the military the benefit of the doubt, whether you believe it or not. It's public. You don't do that, because if she's wrong, then she looks like a fucking asshole. But what happens is all of her audience, like what you're saying, she twists these facts and twist it around like she's the innocent one, that she's the victim. No, she's not the victim. She went real life first.
How could she twist it? Think about that, Laura. How does she twist the facts? It's the people that are interpreting it.
She comes on her panel and twists it just like the FOIA. Just like, oh, they went after my minor child. Bitch, nobody went after your mind.
It's twisted in your mind from your experiences, Laura. Like, it's not twisted. You're twisted. Everybody twists things in this space to their own.
Your friend over there is the one that twists things. Just like she said the other day.
Everybody twists things.
No,
we all
twist things.
Does.
No, you
okay,
don't.
Well, okay, live in your own little, like, imaginary universe where nothing is twisted. There's no projection. There's nothing. We all twist things according to our own perception of it. Yes, we do. We have a certain lens that we see the world in. We get like this incoming data into our mind. We are going to perceive it through a certain lens. It's just, that's how our minds work. That's how our bodies work. That's how we go about in this world. Is you can't like deny that. I think it's a different, I just maybe see things a little bit different than you, and that's okay. That's part of the differences, right? You know, I think that's all it is. We all perceive things quite differently. And when it comes down to it, even like you're saying with the Sinner thing, I perceive it as happening, starting with anything. You don't. You see it. Other people will take it to where they perceive it to be the origin of it. It's like that makes, because we're all very different.
But Ellie, the truth is the truth. It doesn't change.
We all have the truth is different for different people. We have different truths, I think, too.
No,
It's
there's only
shifts.
one truth. The
Well,
truth.
there's a truth, but there is like, how do you get to the truth, right? You get like a story from one side, you get a story from the other side. You know how they say, oh, it's usually a third story, but the truth is also part of that like perception thing. Of course, you're saying there is a definite truth, right? Like, but like there's factors in this space where unless there's like receipts that say, ITOW is Nunya, Dietz, and Joneson, I still will like. I kind of need like receipt proof. Like they all have said it in their own words under But how do you believe? How do you really like know truthfully what the truth is unless you have like the stuff back from the lawyer that will say the IP address goes to Nunya and the IP address goes to Joneson. You know what I mean?
Hold on. I'm glad you brought that up because your buddy over there said that it went to Sinner. Another fucking lie.
No, she said it went to California, which is where Sinner and Nunya both reside. That's it. I'm not doxing where she lives or anything, but that's why. Because first it comes back to IP addresses. You get it? And then they have to go to like the server, like, you have an internet server, like, that provides your internet. So then it goes to that, right? So it's like a very long process. It could take, I heard, over a year or so, but who cares? That's up to the lawyer and like that. Who cares, really? Like, it doesn't matter. They're not going to pursue it probably per se. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Truthfully, it's the point of view of ITAL was always Joneson and Nunya. Like, there's a point of view.
Hold on. She blames Sinner. She specifically pointed out.
They passed it off to him. They did pass it off to him for like everybody after the subpoena, because I think I know Joneson is the one that probably signed it. Like you said, Nunya would never do it. I don't think Nunya would ever do it, but Joneson did, because they both had the back office where probably, or Joneson had the email where the things would come into, whatever it is. I think Joneson signed it. That probably caused some kind of rift with them. They tried to push it off on Sinner because that's when all the stuff came up after the subpoena, that's when QueenBee was saying it, because she wanted, and they did. There was these 2 episodes that were darker. The resolution was lower.
Oh, Al, hold up, Ellie. I got to interrupt you here. This shit, when ITOW allegedly like came back, we all knew that it wasn't the original because they just weren't as intelligent.
It was dark, yeah.
But that stuff, that happened long before ITOW came back.
What happened long before? The subpoena did. That's when I said they tried to pass it off onto Sinner. Do you get that? They tried to give it to Sinner because they were scared that something was going to happen. So they gave him, but I think they took it back because there was like another episode that went back to their original kind of form and point of view and stuff, more from those 2.
By the way, did you see the paperwork? Because here's why I'm asking. Okay, this is why I'm asking.
I don't want to talk about any like paperwork from QueenBee's lawyer and stuff. That's not my.
Hold on, but it's an important point. YouTube, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot get an IP address out of YouTube, even as a lawyer. YouTube does not give IP addresses. Doesn't matter.
No, of course not. There's a subpoena. It was subpoenaed by the court. Dude, you're not listening. There's a process.
Subpoena by the court, they would know what name it came from.
No, they wouldn't. It's I told you, it's a multi-layered process. Look it up. I'm not going to like explain to you. You guys can all go and AI it, and it will explain to you exactly how the.
Ellie, you cannot subpoena. You can subpoena an account, but you can't subpoena an IP address.
And an account. First it goes to the account, then they get like they'll get like an IP address, then that IP, then they'll have to go deeper, like I said, to get the ISP server. That's like your internet provider. It's a multi-stage process. I looked into it. It's on the fucking internet. We all have access to AI right now. Go Google it, everybody. Nunya, everybody. Google what the process is. It's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think she's going to get in too much. Anybody, Jones and whoever it is, they're not going to get in trouble really for doing it. It's just shitty that they fucking lied about it for so long. It's like they took a troll account and made it into a channel and made it like a hate campaign because they couldn't say it with their whole chest under their own names. And I hate that kind of shit. That's why I have Ellie 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like alts. They're stupid.
All right, Ellie. How can you though? And all right, so let me back up. My biggest issue with her is the way her chat. I don't know how to say this right. Not the way her chat backs her. It's she can get away with stuff that nobody else can, and then people make excuses for it. Blatantly obvious excuses. That's I know my problem and a lot of people's problems is that she seems to be able to get away with stuff because her whole chat doesn't hold her accountable, and her whole chat makes it okay, including her panel guests. Why?
Well, you can't control your chat. Like as it grows, it's going to even like she's probably going through a certain amount of growing pains. I'm pretty sure you can't control everybody. Like that would be impossible. Like there is a parasocial nature to this environment with creators. Like how could QueenBee have like a relationship, not along with all of her like mods and people in her Discord, but then like everybody in chat? Like that's impossible. She's one person. It's like think about celebrity culture, how they develop a team with a publicist, with a PR, like they have everything. They have like a whole team around them to help them navigate because how could one person be responsible for that many relationships? You got to look at it like that. Like, so how could she be responsible for everything that everybody says in chat? It's crazy to even think that she could have the ability to do something like that.
Have you ever heard her cry like a little bitch when her name is being mentioned in someone else's chat?
Who? What?
When her name is mentioned in someone else's chat, she cries like a little fucking bitch.
QueenBee?
She'll go on and on. QueenBee does.
She's mentioned all the time, everywhere. How does she even know? I mean, she's mentioned everywhere. It's like the people that run back to her and show her. There's people like that. There's people that are going to surround. It happens in celebrity culture. Like groupies and stuff in like the music industry. It's like the whole deal. People want to surround themselves and want to be useful. So people will do what they want. It happens. It's hard not to. It happens in businesses. It happens in life. People will, they want to do things. And like, how do you like, when people want to do things for you, how do you like say no to it? How do you say no to like mass amount of people? Yes, you do have to pick and choose, but how do you know these people? That goes back to the whole thing. How do we all know each other?
Okay, Ellie. Let me slow this down a little. Okay.
Slow it down. Okay, let's take it. Okay, let's back it up. Okay.
QueenBee is, and you're talking my language, talking about the music industry, so we're talking my language here. QB is not a rock star.
No, but I'm just saying it mimics. I say it mimics that same kind of creator down dynamics where there's like a creator, there's a talent, right? It's her channel. I'm not comparing, but it's the same kind of system if you look at it like that. You know what I mean? So it's like the creator, the musician, the talent, right? It's like that with other things, with artists, with
But you're comparing a crackhead fucking felon.
No, I think she did
with no education to a fucking a rock star. Make it make sense.
No, I'm not comparing her to a rock star. I'm comparing the creator. I'm comparing the bigger dynamics at play. I think QueenBee, if you want to go like her, I think she has like a lot of charisma. She's smart. She attracts the right people. She makes good decisions. Like you have your like kind of view of her. I have my own personal view of QueenBee, like everybody else does in this chat. Like we all have different relationships with people in this world. I don't expect your relationship to be the same as my relationship to be the same as somebody else's relationship with her. That's not fair.
No offense. All right, no offense to you, Ellie. And I mean this with all due respect. I have no issues with you.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just our point of view because I do not find a grown adult who can't even speak proper English, forget her drug history, but a grown adult who goes after my ex's wife or girlfriend or whatever and beats the fuck out of her as a grown adult in my 30s. I'm sorry, that's not somebody I ever want to idolize.
Well, right. Then you don't have to.
I would ever look at that made a right decision.
That's your choice, you know? That's your choice and your stuff because it sounds like it triggers a lot of stuff in your own life, you know, in your own history. Like that, we're all different, right?
No,
Like
it's called
we're all
morals.
different.
It's called morals.
No, it's not morals. We all have different morals too. Right, exactly. It's your morals. It's your moral compass. Like Queen Bee does not. You feel that Queen Bee does not fit into your. I understand that. That's like your own
No,
boundaries. We all have them.
what I'm
Mhm.
saying is she's not to put her in the same category as you're putting her in a category that
I'm not putting in any category.
people should idolize, that her
I
people
know.
idolize.
I was explaining to you the dynamics in the space. You're just not understanding the metaphor I was providing you. I'm not saying she's a celebrity. I'm saying it mimics that kind of creator down dynamics in this space. Look at it. Look at it. Okay, let's take Emily D. Baker, right? A bigger channel, and take Queen Bee out of it. So maybe you can understand the concept, right? The way that people put her on a pedestal, she is become a bit of a, like a point, like a meeting
She
point in the
deserves
law.
she deserves to be on that
Yes,
pedestal.
and Queen Bee, well,
She
Queen Bee is
deserves
earning her right to be where she is too, but you guys just don't like that because you think you're keeping her in lack, you're keeping her in the past of what you think that she wants her. You want her to be the certain thing. People change. Like, don't you believe? I feel like nobody cares anymore about like redemption stories and people like overcoming shit. You want to keep her in the past, like when she was this, that, and the other thing. You don't want her to be better, to excel in her life, to be a good mother to her kids. Like, why does everybody want to hate on her and watch her fail? Sinner wants to watch her.
I don't want to see anyone fail, but she's
You
a
think
fucking
she's that.
liar.
You
She's a
think that.
fucking
Great.
liar as of
Great.
yesterday. Just
Great.
yesterday. She's
Great.
still fucking lying and not
Great.
taking accountability for anything. And
I don't
she
think
doesn't
anybody holds
have,
anybody
she
accountability on this.
doesn't have to take accountability because all of you guys make excuses for her.
No, we don't.
She's
my God.
barely even on her own fucking panel. If
She's
you
not gonna
go
go
out
anywhere.
there and you guys talk, she is not even fucking
Who
listening.
cares? That's the way that she designed her channel, Laura. It's an open panel concept. So she can live her life as well and have a fucking channel. Wow, like a different idea, like a different kind of idea where she actually lets other people kind of take control of her channel when she's not there a little bit. Wow, that is just like, wow, that's such a big deal. Like she should be there every fucking second. No, then she wouldn't be able to do the other things in her life. Like you guys don't think of it in a global way. You look at it very like I don't know, just in lack in what you want it to be. People look at her the way that they want her to be. They want her to be this. They want her to be that. They don't want her to be like changing her life and doing good things with her life. I just hate that about. That's what I hate most about this space, truly. And what I'm repelled most about it is that people want people to fail instead of to succeed.
Ellie, nobody wants to see anyone fail.
You were just saying that. You were just pretty much
Except
saying
her.
that.
She wants to see Brittany fail. She wants to see Betty fail. She wants to see all these fucking people fail, or she wouldn't talk about them all the time. She wouldn't be so insecure about Brittany and Betty if she didn't want them to fail. So you can reverse that right onto her. She is the one that wants to see people fail, or she wouldn't talk about them all the time.
No, I think it becomes content. You know about that, Laura. Come on. You know about that more than anyone, right? This back and forth content that happens.
Yeah.
You're saying she should just disengage from that because why? Why you keep because you're trying to put you're trying to hold her, all of you are trying to, a lot of people, not all, but are trying to hold her to a different moral standard, it seems like, right? But then at the same time,
who do you see me go after every fucking day? Who do you see me ever go after every single day? I have never gone after one person.
Makeup mobster. Makeup mobster.
Hold up, bitch. She comes after me. I don't.
No, you guys went after each other. You went after each other. Come on.
Me. I do not speak of her.
Not anymore, but at a time you went after each other.
No, there wasn't a time. Right? No, there wasn't a time.
Oh, well, I don't know. I wasn't here for that. So.
One video to her 13,000 videos. One to her 13 fucking thousand every single day videos. This is where it's twisted. No, it's not us going at each other. It's her. And anyone can tell you that. Anyone. I don't go after her. I don't go after her.
I think it takes two to tango. I think it takes two to tango.
It is a her thing. And I'm
Oh, well,
so
I
sick
don't know.
and tired of getting grouped into shit all because someone else does it. And that happens all the time. It's always you two. No, it's not us two. It's her. Big fucking difference. Big fucking difference.
All right, I got to go take a couple. I have like a phone call. I need to go call somebody back, but it's been good talking to you. You just got to like, I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, there is something about icing people out and letting things go. Like, it sounds like you try to do that with Make a Mobster. Maybe she can't let it go. It's like it takes two to tango in this space, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's everybody's complicit, QueenBee included, with what's going on with BJ. But I don't think it's all that deep for fucking QueenBee with BJ, to be honest. I think it was with Jonesin because Jonesin was a friend, and since that like little schism that happened with her, it's like I'm sure she's a little bit guarded about things like that. So the thing with BJ, it's really not that deep. It really isn't. I don't think it is. Like they're just doing the internet things, you know. I mean, I think it's gone too far, of course, but like that's up to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Maybe you just don't get it.
I don't get it, and you don't get me. I don't know. I don't want to get it, I guess, to the level that you guys get it. I don't know. I don't want to get it, I guess. I you know, like I get it the way that I want to get it, and that works for me. Like I don't want to like be so deep in this that it's
Right.
like making me really upset.
Let me ask you an honest question.
Okay.
Do you think that the things that QB has done is okay?
Like what things are you saying?
All right, threatening someone's child to show their child that they've never even talked about QueenBee's
Threatening
child.
whose child? She would never show Nunya's child. Is that what you're saying? Never. She would never, ever, ever do that. I know that in my heart. I think Nunya knows that in her heart. That's how I feel with that. I really don't think she would ever do that. She's never going to, all of a sudden, she's all going to start showing people's children. Okay, you guys are just living in La La Land if you think that that's what's happening. She'll never do that.
So then threatening it is okay, right?
Not threat. I don't think it's a threat. Like these people are coming after her. She's pushing back. It's called pushing back in life. What is she going to just lay over and like, no, it doesn't work like that. You wouldn't do that. Would you do that, Laura? Would you let people like this?
So let me lay this out for you then.
Lay it out. Lay it out. Here I go. I'm listening.
QueenBee says she would never call CPS. All right. She claims that she would never do that to somebody. It's against her moral compass. She would never do it. But as I said earlier, the 20,000 people, someone obviously did it. And that's because they go after Brittany every fucking day. Now, QueenBee has enough people that don't like her. And there's obviously enough mentally ill people in these communities. No offense to the mentally ill, but there's enough mentally ill people in these communities that they may set QueenBee up because QueenBee already threatened it. So maybe, just maybe, the same person that called CPS on Brittany could possibly be the one to look up Nunya's child, blame it on QB, and it's going to look like QB did it because she threatened it. That's why you don't do shit like that. That's why.
No, that I understand. That I understand. That I do understand that could happen. But how would that go down then? Like if they looked it up, like you see, that goes back to the anonymity thing. Like, you know, like it's weird in other like social media platforms, let's just say, it's not used as such a weapon. Like I have like friends especially, and even in this space, like we know what each other look like. It's not used like her daughter. Like, why is that such a weapon that she knows she has a picture or whatever of her? Like, why?
Ask QueenBee that. Why? Why is that a weapon?
Because the space uses that. You understand that, Laura? That is a weapon. The anonymity in the space among family and is used as a weapon, especially in this Crama drama community, right? Because it's a way, because some people do have records, they do have past, right? So it's a way to like threaten people. So people do it all the time. That you know,
never threatened her, so there's no back.
Well, she did like create a whole fucking anonymous hate channel against her because she couldn't say it with her whole chest, pretty much. And Jonesin too, which I think is fucking passive aggressive bullshit. So yeah, they did a lot to her. So Fuck off. You can't, it's not tit for tat. It's not, okay, she did this. So, no, they did a lot to her. They left, but they said, oh, we're leaving on good terms.
Whoa. Hold on. Let's back up for a second. In your own words was exactly that. It was in her own words. All they did was point out her lies. That had nothing to do with real life. They didn't talk about anything with real life.
No, they did. They released like private messages from her fucking DM with other girls in that group. No, it was, and no, it was a lot. It was a lot of things. You weren't so wrapped up in it. It was a lot of things, dude. And the anonymity of it was fucked up, because to do something under a channel like that is
what
just.
Did they do? They used her own words. And
to do it, and to do
the
it.
funny part is they didn't even say anything that I hadn't been saying already. They just put it.
Well, of course, Laura. It's whatever.
Nice red bow on it. But if you go back to my videos when I went after QueenBee 3 years ago, you would see I pointed all this shit out.
It's really not even the message. It's really not even the message. To be honest, it's like it's the secrecy. It's taking the like private messages from DMs. There was a message from Jonesin, Deets, and my private DM with them that ended up in the Grandma Sherry episode. Huh. In fucking decent time zone. Huh. Interesting.
An entire Facebook group leaked. An entire private Patreon group leaked. And I never looked all those people, I never looked any of them up and threatened to dox their children for doing it. Never did that. And we had far more shit, really. You're talking 2 fucking years worth.
I'm not like talking about your thing. We were talking about this thing. I mean, I understand you've been through it. I get it.
It's a fucking video on the internet. Big fucking deal. So that still wasn't real life, and that still didn't determine threatening someone's fucking child, someone's grandchild, because there was a channel made. Look how many fucking channels there are.
It was more the anonymity of the channel than the actual channel because it was the way that they denied it. It was the way they lied about it. You see, like lie. But to lie about something that because what? You don't want to say all those things that you feel about her under your own words, under your own channel. It's like so passive aggressive to me. I fucking hate it. It's so deep in conflict and trauma. Like they can't even fucking say it to her how they really feel. They have to do it under a fucking anonymous channel. And that's the part about it. And then they lied to lots of people, including me, about it. Gaslit me to make me look like the fucking weird one when it was them that, whatever. It is what it is. It's a space. It's toxic.
So what about B Tim being anonymous? Is that okay?
Yeah, B Tim needs to do B Tim. B Tim has his own boundaries in life, right? B Tim does what he needs to do. Like he has more of a private life with his career or whatever. Like he has to make his own boundaries in life. Like how could you not understand that? Like other people have more public lives. Like QueenBee, at a time when Jim Terry doxed her life changed from this private place to more of a public place, and she accepted that and dealt with it back then, right? So now it's different for her. Now when people come at her, they already have her whole record, right? And then when they use that record against her and start doing what Joneson did, FOIA-ing, knowing her details, Joneson had to know the county that QueenBee lives in to get that FOIA. That is gross and boundaryless, and that's where the lines were crossed there, and that opened Pandora's box.
Where she lives. Everyone knows where she lives.
There's a difference knowing and using it, dude. There's a difference of knowing than using that shit for fucking internet fodder and drama. That's just my opinion. I can have my opinion. You see, people don't like my opinion because it's my opinion. I understand everybody's opinion. You could all have your fucking opinions. Why do we have to hate each other for seeing things in a different way? I don't want to see the negative in these people anymore. I really don't. It's awful. It will just bring you down. Why bring ourselves down all the time? That's how I look at it. And you're gonna spin. That's the spinning that happens. You want her to be bad. You want her to be this, that. People project. She's like my mother. She's like my sister. She's like this. Whatever. Work on your own shit, and you'll release her because she is not those things. And truthfully, you're just making her a better person by saying those things, because you're purifying her in this weird way, because you're getting all your shit out onto her. And that's what people do. They get all their, you even were saying it earlier, like for you, it's this addiction thing with her. It's deep. When I was in the chat, like that brings up that stuff. And I get that, Laura, you have that trauma around addiction, right? So you think she's a pothead or whatever, that she's smoking around her kid, whatever your story, because you were around that.
I think she's a hypocritical fucking loser. That's what I think of
Well,
her.
maybe you're projecting that from something you don't know.
Oh no, I'm not projecting anything.
Okay, well that's your
even more is the audience that keeps fucking defending her bullshit. That's where my biggest issue lies.
Well, that always happens in new cases.
All of you guys make excuses and nobody holds her accountable. Nobody.
Well, there's this is the thing with that, Laura. There's too many people that will kind of lean into that the behavior that they're getting something from it. Their own it's kind of like, how do I explain it? Like their own fears and stuff. Like they project also. It's like a lot of like they lean into that part of QueenBee that you do, right? That the people in this chat do. The bad of her, that she's this, that, and she's the other thing. They don't want her to succeed. They want her to fail, right? So there's people around her that it's unfortunate, but even within her own group, and she's seen this before, that want her to fail, right? That kind of hate watch her in her own chat, which happens in the space.
Pearl has a question that she's been asking for a while.
Okay.
What is it? What's your biggest criticism of QB about her behavior online?
I could tell you my biggest criticism the biggest problem I find like in the space is
because about QB yourself.
But it includes like what happens with QueenBee and what we're seeing. I think that
what is your biggest criticism?
No, I don't have problems. I don't have any problems with fucking QueenBee. You all have problems with QueenBee. See? Why are you making your problems into my problems? Like, I don't have fucking problems with her. I don't think everything she does is perfect because I have friends too. Do you think all my friends are perfect and everything do? Do you argue with your friends in real life, Laura, about certain things? Or do you just agree all the time? Pearl too. Do you guys just agree with everybody? Do you have friends that are just in compliance with your opinions? And like, if you don't get along, then that's it? Your friendship is over? That's the bigger question.
Ellie, let me be honest. This has nothing to do with friendship. There is not. Hold on. Besides Kimberly Machowski, who would probably never say a bad word about me, I do not have one sub, one member, or one Patreon that could not give you the biggest criticism they have of me. Every single one of them could tell you what they don't like about me. I'm talking people that have been with me for years. The fact that you can't say something speaks volumes. The fact that you're going to say something. Oh wait, I just come up with one criticism about QueenBee that you're skirting around.
I'm going to tell the entire your chat and everybody my deepest, darkest things that I want to talk to, that I would only tell QueenBee. It's not for anybody's consumption. You see, that's the big problem here. You guys want to know what I don't like about her, what I hate about her, what I this, that, or the other thing about her. You see how that works? No, Amber, I don't even want to I remember
Amber E. Give me your biggest criticism about my online behavior. I guarantee it'll take Amber 30 seconds to come up with something. Or Sly, both of you. It's not a big deal. That's constructive criticism.
No, okay, no. When I was in track as a young girl, we did this at one of our meets. We did this exercise. We did one that we had everybody go around and say, what is the thing that you like least about each other? And then the best thing, right? And it was it is a team, it is a strength building kind of exercise, but it's meant for smaller groups. I'm not that. This is not the arena for that, so to speak. I know Pearl has her fucking question. I would give her a generalized thing of what the behaviors on this in this space that I don't agree with, that might include QueenBee, but that's between me and QueenBee. That's Pearl has no fucking that's boundary shit, that's more boundary stuff. You want me to tell you guys, so what? You could see what so you'll understand me more by through my hate for her. You see how that works? This place is fucked up.
Hate.
It is.
you to hate her.
Yeah, she was. She was asking me what are the behaviors that I have issues with. No, like they don't want to hear the things about it that are good that I think are good about her. They just want to hear, okay, where is the conflict? Where is that, where is that place that we could tunnel into? And that is just like a fucking trap in this space. That's what we all do. We all do it to each other. And I don't think that's the right arena for this, to be honest.
Elliot, like unsupervised maniacs, and let me just say, I know unsupervised maniac's name. I've spoke to her personally on the phone. I love her. She's a wonderful human being. And she says, without question, I don't like that Laura doesn't think before she speaks. And I've told her that. That's what I was looking for.
Okay, a generalized
That's my biggest issue. That's what my biggest issue that
people like a generalized thing. Give me a minute and I'll think of something. So I'll think of something generalized like that. If you want a generalized thing,
I could think generalize. It's one of the main things that I do.
Thinking before you speak. Okay. I don't know. She does get like a little, like she would say this herself. She gets like into this mode where she gets hot and she gets heated, and like we all do, it takes her some time to come down. And when she knows this about herself, and I know this about myself too, when you react from that place, it's never going to be good. And she has reacted from that place before, and she knows it. We all, so that is that enough? Like, I don't know what you guys want from me. I look at this place differently than you. I'm not going to like pick apart people's behaviors because what you want me to, like, because that's what you guys do.
Really? Do you see me? Yeah. Do you see any of us going live about anybody every fucking day? Do you see us attacking?
Yes, I have before. Live? What are you doing right now, dude? What are you doing right now?
She is the one that thinks that she ousted me from the community. That's why I'm live about it.
Well, whatever. That's between you and her. I don't think that that's the case. Maybe I don't even think she thinks that's the case. I don't know.
She said it yesterday.
Well, whatever. Laura, like, I don't know what to tell you about that. That's between you and her. You have a history with her. Before I was even around, you were around. I wasn't around really for that era per se so much with you, so I don't really remember so much. I was at the tail end of it. You know what I mean? And I never had an issue with you because I didn't see all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? With you in the past, with all of that stuff and everything. I don't know. We all come in at different parts of this place.
Someone said Nunyan Deeds hadn't said anything lately pertaining to QB, so why'd she threaten her?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. They said that I heard that they did come up, that first it came up with like, because I have been checked out a little bit of all this shit. And I heard that when Joneson was doing those looping, which I think they're like long form iTow, they have all this fucking iTow footage. And that was like her
but
kind
of
whatever.
Dead for months. iTow has been dead for months.
They came back recently. No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, no,
but that's the same. It's the same. Like I'm saying, it's the same point of view. It's the same point of view. So she, like, when Joneson was doing that looping thing the other day, she was reacting to QueenBee's calling, saying that she was a predator, right? Because of the FOIA. That is predatory behavior. When you start taking stuff off of the internet and FOIAing people's fucking personal, she knows her local police department and having to put her name. Yes, her name's out there. It doesn't fucking matter. Having to use that information.
Shouldn't have fucking lied about it in the first place. That's where this started.
Did she lie? Did she lie though? I don't know.
Yes,
lied about what? Lied about what? The cotton candy boobs thing? What? The DJ thing? She was trying to figure it out.
Oh my God, you really believe her bullshit.
I don't believe it. I gotta go. This is like, this is spinning again. We're looping in this hate thing. I don't want to hate her. You guys want to hate her. Go about hating her. What?
I didn't say you have to hate her.
No, you do. Pretty much. I mean, that's what you guys do. And like, that's how it goes. Like, you don't understand me because I don't have those hate goggles on that you guys do. And I'm never going to see it the way you do. You're never going to see it the way I do.
Geared towards the wrong person. Everyone's mad at Joneson for proving that QB was a fucking liar, but QB
whatever. She proved she's a liar. Good job, Joneson. You've been lying for fucking 2 years about being iTow, and she even said on her son's whatever. I'm not even gonna repeat it. So liars they're all fucking everywhere. Lying about this, lying about what? So she was trying to figure out the BJ video. She was trying to like help that cotton candy boobs lady figure it out. What is it? It's not even CSAM. It's none of that. Like, it's so weird that people concentrate on these little micro things that really mean fucking nothing when you think about it. It's bizarre. It's an odd like way that people look at it sometimes. Through those hate goggles. That's how I look at it. I can't help it. That's who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not going to change who I am to mold myself to fit this space. Ever. Nor should anybody else. Ever.
I think I lost brain cells.
Okay, let me go. I have shit to do. This is too much. Thank you, Laura. It's been lovely kind of getting to unknow you again. You don't understand me. I get it. People don't understand me. I don't expect people to understand me. How could they? They haven't been on my life with me. I haven't been on your life with you. I get bits and snippets and pieces. We all do. We get sound bites of who we are, like chat words of who we are. And then people make these broad fucking generalizations about who you are. And I'm so sick of that. I'm really sick of that. And I think we all are on a different level. We just don't know it. We're sick of being misunderstood. You sound like you're sick of being misunderstood. You're like, but this, that, and the other thing. This is why. And I get it. That's your fucking path. I get why you're on that path. We're all on different ones. Once we accept that, we'll do better. But until then, it's going to be a lot of this, a lot of spinning around, looping energy, and have a great day, everybody. I got to go.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Holy cow. Am I fucking nuts? Wow. Oh, wow. Ellie, thank you for coming up. But I'm glad, I will say this, I'm glad that I got to see Ellie's perspective. I am glad that I now understand her way of thinking. Nothing against Ellie at all. But I now see why, if that is the majority of how QB's people think, I now understand it. And I now understand why they think the way she does. Jay Fox, let me unwind a minute and let me make this clear. Because you obviously think the way Ellie does. And I'm going to lay it out slowly. I definitely need coffee. Dayton, go make me some coffee. I'm going to lay this out slowly so people like Jay Fox and Ellie can understand it clearer. QB inserted herself in Cotton Candy and Britney's video. Once her audience got freaked out and said, don't do anything, you shouldn't put that out, whatever, she changed her mind and then flipped it around. And when she flipped it around, she flipped it upside down to make it out like she was saving Britney's kid. She was going to help Britney's kid. She was doing this for Britney's kid. That was all a fucking lie. She only did that because, she made an excuse because she got panicked because her audience was like, don't put it out. Don't put it out. Don't put it out. Don't put it out. That's not your child to put out. So a couple of days later, she changed her mind and she couldn't put it out. So then she flipped it and made it out like she was doing Save a Ho and she was saving Britney from doing it. She was saving the community. She completely gaslit everybody and flipped it. Okay, she's got that right to do. I'm not mad at her for it. But then she doubles down and says that she called the police department, specifically her words. She called the police department, and the police department, she made a report about Britney's child to her police department. We all knew that was bullshit. Anybody with a half a fucking brain knew that was bullshit. But you couldn't call her out without the proof of it. So Jonesin went a step above. Okay, bitch, I'm going to prove that you're a fucking liar and that you never made a damn police report, and called the police to FOIA the report that QB never called in. It's not hard to put this together. I have never spoken to Jonesin about this. I am going on what I saw with my own fucking eyes. and my own ears and my own common sense. That is how this went down. And Jonesin absolutely proved that no police report was ever made. There was no call-in. And then they had to fucking lie. Then QB lied again and said, oh, I didn't say I called. Well, the proof was shown. Yes, you did. So if you don't want to hold QB accountable, no offense, Jay Fox, but you also support someone who lied about having cancer and said that the doctor told her it was full-blown cancer, which no doctor ever says. So we see where your head is coming from. Yeah, Dayton. We see where your mentality comes from. We see what you support. No offense to you. But let's be real. Jonesin did all right. At the beginning, Jonesin did absolutely nothing wrong. Jonesin should not have given that to Sinner. She takes ownership of it. She knew she did it. She should not have fucking done that. But I am not like these people. I do not dwell in something forever and say, well, I hate Jonesin because this one thing she did. That's not me. She took accountability and I fucking moved on from it. Whether she still wants to hate me from something I did 4.5 years ago, that's on her. But that's not how I roll. She took accountability for it. Good enough for me. Move on. That's me. I know that's not like a lot of people here, but that's me. I have no ill will towards Jonesin for giving it to Sinner. She made a mistake. She owned it and she moved on. End of story. Nobody should hold it against her for the rest of her life or the rest of her YouTube career or anything. That to me is ludicrous. But it's done to me, so whatever. But I don't do that to others. As long as you take fucking accountability. But when you sit there and you lie and deny, that's a problem. Pearl, it was a good question. It really was a good question. Yeah, there's no such thing as benign cancer. You either have it or you don't. Period. End of story. She lied. No doctor says full blown, but there are excuses made.
Hey, dummy, I said how much?
I don't know. I hope you didn't give me decaf.
Use the Star Wars.
One of them is Star Wars. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he said how much, not do you use it, dummy.
Yeah. Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
He really bought me coffee.
I was taking a shit when you asked me that. Yeah,
That's hot.
That's
Yeah.
fresh. It's fresh out the
I know. I see that. All right. Shut up.
You could have guessed that.
Thank you. Love you.
What the fuck?
Who's got the best son in the world? Me. Good chocolate coffee. All right. Before I get moving, does anyone else want a link? Speak now, forever hold your peace. But literally, though, one of my biggest issues in this entire fucking community because I personally am held to a totally different standard than people that have done far worse than I've ever done. And for me personally, that is so fucking frustrating because there's not a thing I can do about it. And I don't get it. I would love to understand it. It just drives me nuts. And it's like, I am seriously held to such a high standard around here where Clue can say the exact same thing I can and nobody bats an eye. QueenBee could do the exact same thing I did and nobody bats an eye. But when it's me, there's 5 videos made. There used to be 30. Now there's like 5. And there's comments about the exact same things that other people do and they don't say a fucking word. It's crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. Did I fall in a well? No. Is my microphone messed up? Let me check. Hold on. Audio. That's why. Hold on. It's on the wrong microphone. Hang on. Good. All right. Now I'm good. Cancer impacted this household. Yeah, all Joneson did was turn around and say that and show that QB was lying. That's it. Everyone wants to make it into something it's not. It was a very simple FOIA request just to see if QB called into called into and made a report about the Brittany's child. That's all it was. Joneson did not have some ulterior motive. There were no other kids involved. Nothing. But QB twisted it like it had to do with her child. It had nothing to do with her child. And again, the fact that people think that Joneson had this whiteboard in her house, I'm telling you, I will drive to Joneson's house and I will prove she doesn't have a whiteboard with fucking QB's past history. $10,000 that she doesn't have one. Granny is a disgrace for that. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know or fully understand until I got cancer. Then I understood how fucked up it was that she lied. I believed her for a while. I did. I didn't know anything about cancer. I didn't have it. Once I was diagnosed with it, whole different ballgame. Then I realized how much she lied, even to the point that no doctor says you have full-blown cancer. They give you stages. Jay Fox. It was, I don't know why everybody has made this into something so complicated when it wasn't. It was a simple FOIA just to prove that QB lied about making that phone call. That's all it was. It wasn't something that was supposed to be so fucking, yes, she did it between Joneson had asked for more than one date because this way QB couldn't said, well, I did it the day before, or I did it the day after, or I couldn't, so she went for the 4 days of that QB could say it was. I think Cotton Candy's panel was like the 23rd. And then, so just to cover her own ass, she said, I want the 22nd to the 25th or something like that. This way, QB couldn't lie again and say, well, I did it the day before. I did it the day after. I thought that was very smart of Joneson to do the couple of days. It was pretty fucking smart of her. That's the way to do it. And the fact that she didn't do it, well, that's her stupidity. God, this coffee's good. I'm sorry, Willow. Jay Fox, again, it wasn't complicated. It was a simple request to prove that QB was a liar. And again, I don't speak to Joneson. I didn't talk to her privately about this. I haven't spoken to Dietz or Nunya or anybody privately about this, but most of us see it exactly for what it was. She just wanted to prove that QB never called like she said she did. Simple, done. And she wanted the hard proof instead of just saying very lightly, oh, I didn't do that. Or no, I didn't, come up with this. Or QB couldn't say, yes, I did. Well, Joneson wanted the proof. And that's how we used to be around here. Proof or it didn't happen. Somehow that got flying out the window because Granny has never shown a fucking receipt. QB has never shown a fucking receipt. They just run their mouth without receipts. And it never used to be like that. So Joneson did the right thing. She wanted a receipt instead of just calling her out. She was perfectly on point for doing it. Good for her. And anybody that thinks she's so wrong for it, the only thing she's wrong for is handing it over to fucking Center, and she took accountability for it, which is more than Granny could ever do, which is more than QB could ever do. Fuck, they won't even take accountability for fucking Brittany getting CPS called. Oh, believe me, it came from one of their chats, if not one of them. One of their fucking mentally ill people, because we just heard Ellie, but one of their mentally ill people fucking obviously called on Brittany. And then to sit there and say, oh, Brittany's lying, Brittany's lying, Brittany's lying. What if she's not? What if she's not? And it didn't. I love when people say, oh, it came from a teacher. No, it didn't. It came from fucking YouTube. Stop the bullshit. We all fucking know it. Every single one of us knows it came from fucking YouTube. Stop. Nobody ever fucking gets called from CPS that doesn't come from YouTube. If you're a YouTube creator that has haters. Because again, all it takes is one of these stupid motherfuckers. Oh, I'm going to win some brownie points. Believe me, I have my guesses of who it is. And it's someone that wants brownie points. And as we know from previous history, most likely it's someone that you did not expect. Would it be Granny? No. Would it be so-and-so? No. But would it be one of Granny's followers? Abso-fucking-lutely. Would it be one of QB's followers? Abso-fucking-lutely. Would it be one of Clue's followers? Abso-fucking-lutely. Could it be the same person? Abso-fucking-lutely it could. Of course it got delayed. I'm going to be fucking dead by the time this stupid game comes out. That's another thing, Tony. I'm a big believer in that. Big believer. If you want to talk about someone's looks, then be on camera. When Clue talks about someone's looks, nobody can say a fucking word because her face and her fat body is on camera. She has every right to. And I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say when I was fat, I call people fat, because I do. I've gone after people's looks. My looks have come after too. You don't see me with filtered pictures, filtered camera. That's me. Plain and simple. You either like me or you don't like me. My looks. You either think I'm fat or you don't think I'm fat. It is what it is. But when I was at my heaviest, yeah, I was calling other people fat. That's why Clue does it. Clue calls other people fat because she's fat. But she's on camera. You can see that. And I can't say anything bad about that. But when you're not on camera, like B. Tim talking about someone's looks. Dude, you don't have any fucking right to talk about someone's looks ever. Ever. Because you're not even on camera. You, QueenBee, you just have no right. When you're on camera, you can talk about someone's looks. When you're fat, you can call someone else fat. When you're skinny, you can't call someone fat because that's just mean. It's just the way it is. I just can't believe that. Well, I guess I can believe why Beast people are so dumb. But I guess I can now. Now I understand. They have gone after yours a hell of a lot. They sure have. See, Just Irish, I can't hate her for that. I went after this girl, Jen, who had a cam slip. Oh, did I go after her hard? I had her picture blasted everywhere. So I can't hate on QueenBee for that one. No offense to you. It's not that I like you any less. It's just I've done that. And I would be a total hypocrite. Because everyone in this community knows I did it to this girl, Jen. I blasted her fucking picture everywhere. I was like, look at this fucking catfish. I was mean. But she was a dick to me, so I was a dick back. But there are certain things QB does that I've done, so I just don't want to be a fucking hypocrite. See, my thing is, Amanda, I don't like any of them because all they do is talk about fucking Britney. I don't want to hear about Britney. Who gives a fuck about Britney? But speaking of Clue, I will say this. Did you guys hear what happened with the whole, I don't know, whatever disease that is? It was fucking funny as hell. What's that thing? Not chlamydia. What is that thing Brittany has? Colitis or something, whatever it is. Fucking somebody found that Clue had it. So there's Clue making fun of Brittany over and over and over. And it turns out that Clue had it in like cellulitis. What is it anyway? That Clue actually had it in 2019. And she runs around acting like she never had it. Like, really? Come on, dude. That made you look stupid. It just made you look fucking stupid. I just thought it was funny as hell. But no, they shouldn't make fun of it, especially if you fucking had it. Instead of educating people and telling people what it's from or how you get it or how bad it is, how painful it is, whatever, you automatically run to, oh, it's because you're so dirty, or when you've had it. It's just fucked up. Maybe it's being overweight. I don't know. Yeah, cellulitis. Let me see. Let me go back. How do you get cellulitis? Cellulitis is primarily caused by bacteria entering the skin through a break wound, typically streptococcus. It can occur after cuts, bug bites, or surgical wounds, or even less obvious breaks like dry skin or inflamed skin. So it really has absolutely nothing to do with being dirty. Oh, I've seen that on people. Usually caused by a bacterial infection. Bacteria can infect the deeper layers of your skin if it's broken. For example, because of an insect bite or cut, or if it's cracked and dry. Sometimes the break in the skin is too small to notice. I've gotten like that from hives. Yes, Pastor Dayton is in the house. Dayton's going to say, y'all need Jesus. Streptococcus are the most frequent culprits, often found on the skin and the environment. People with conditions. People like conditions with diabetes, poor circulation, or weakened immune system are more susceptible. So if you have diabetes or poor circulation, which happens when you're very overweight, you can get it. I don't know if Brittany has diabetes, but I think Clue has diabetes, which would explain why she has this. Once inside, the bacteria can affect the deeper layers of the skin and surrounding tissues, leading to the characteristic symptoms of cellulitis: redness, swelling, pain, and warmth. So it has nothing to do with what they said. Yeah, Lacey, her intros are like 30 minutes. Talk about disrespect for for audience. Oh, it can be life-threatening? Most common, staph infection. So it happens after you get like surgery. Streptococcus, I think strep throat. Am I wrong? So people who get it often are associated with diabetes or vascular disease, or if they're recovering from surgery. Individuals who have immunocompromised are also at risk for. So it has nothing to do with being dirty. Has absolutely nothing to do with being dirty. Maybe not cleaning after an infection or something. Lymph nodes removed from cancer, lymphedema. Yes, I've seen lymphedema. That's like your leg blows up really bad. I've seen people like that where their leg is like 10 times the size of their body. Ash274 said Truth Elevated made a joke about it. It's not true. Hey, Loving Life. Cellulitis just comes from like dirt and stuff getting into open wounds. Yeah, but it's saying it also comes from they're saying it also comes from like strep throat. It's just a bacteria infection. While drowning in their own misery. I agree with that. I'm not going to deny that, Hypnotic, because you're 100% right. That's why people say you need Band-Aids and shit to cover wounds. Yeah, Lacey, that's what I was talking about. But I heard it before Jonesman put it out. I think Sinner put it out. And I'm not saying that it's right to go searching Clue's mom's Facebook or whatever, or whoever did that, but still. Oh, Loving Life. I got video of that yesterday. You're in Alabama too, Loving Life? That was fucking intense. I decided to video that before Dayton got home. I was sitting in my garage. I'm like, damn, look at this fucking rain. No, Amanda, they found it. It was from 2019. Factual. It was on Clue's mother's Facebook that she was praying that everybody had that everybody prayed for her. She was in the hospital with cellulitis. It was fact. And Joneson said, and I'm taking Joneson's word for it, but Joneson said that she went to the Facebook just to make sure that it was legit there, and it was. So Joneson double checked it. And yeah, it was there, 2019. Clue had cellulitis. Did Joneson put it up? I don't want to dox Clue's mom's name. But yeah, Joneson had put, I think, did Joneson put it up or was just on her video yesterday? I forgot. You had no summer tone? Tony, how's the house you built? Tony built her own house, by the way. She put it up. It's on her community wall? Hang on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's redacted. Thank you, Amber. Hopefully good people got memberships. Oh, it's a new month. I'm going to give away 5 too. Hold on. All right. Who got those? Just Irish, Pearl, Willow, Nana Terry, and Perpetua. All right, I'm going to give away 5 too. All right, who got them? No Facts, Love and Life. Deets. Millie, Cece. Deets in the house. Deets is like, yuck. All right, let's see. Was it on her video from yesterday? Does anyone know a timestamp? She had a long video. CPS. Hold on, I'm flipping through her alive. We got dogs. Here it is. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Oh. All right. So this is where she's talking about it. Hold on.
Just my girl says it must be nice walking through life thinking you can walk on water. I ended up with infections in both legs and
Why? Like, what the fuck?
Ugh, I don't know what's wrong with these fucking people, man.
after undergoing 2 months of IV antibiotics. Hope they wear waders, not exactly just my girls. Exactly. While they sit there and act like
What the fuck is happening?
Oh,
Now, just to give you context, in case you don't know, this is Clue making fun of Britney.
there ain't nobody even got to troll them. They troll
my God.
themselves with fucking stupidity.
And what's
Jesus.
worse is like you laughing real hard. It just goes to show she's fake. Look at her. Look at her clowning this and being so tickled about Brittany J getting something wrong. When really Brittany J got something right. Like, so this whole thing is a skit. In my opinion. Now it's fake. Every laugh she, does, every stupid remark she makes, it's all bullshit. And then also, this is a time, 2019. I think she said before she's been with Cletus for like what, 7 years. So she was with. Oh, look, I see Sinner's comment. I just emailed you something crazy. So this was when they was together. So fiance sitting his stupid ass over here on the side, clowning Brittany with her, knowing that he knew she had cellulitis too. Did not make it make sense, bro.
Christ, that's funny.
Do you want to know what's crazy? I went searching for Sebastian in tennis shoes with my ankles exposed.
No, hell no. My mama, I think she might have asked for prayers for me when I was delivering Caden, when I was in labor. But no, for the most part,
If anyone goes to my mom's Facebook, all you're going to see are her travel pictures from her traveling all over the world. Because that's what's on her Facebook.
my mom wouldn't. But I get it. Her, I think from what I can tell you, viewing her mom's social media page, she seems like a very lovely woman, to be quite honest. I don't know what happened with this one, but.
And walked all kinds of stagnant, nasty water and still didn't get a fucking infection. I don't need waiters, okay? Just don't. But that is crazy. Why would you even tell that? I don't even know why you would tell people that.
like
Yeah, she shouldn't have. She shouldn't even mention having cellulitis, especially when You got all these motherfuckers obsessed as fuck over you. You're like, they're all your fans. You got like this, I don't even know how to describe them, like group.
Ash, don't you understand though? And I agree with you. Like that shit we did years ago. But this was my point to Ellie. Nobody holds QB accountable for doing it. Nobody's holding QB accountable, not your buddies, not all the people that held us accountable. No, nobody cares that QB is doing this to people. And you all think it's perfectly okay. That's the point. That's what I was trying to say to Ellie. You guys have different standards for different people because I don't see Hartley caring that QB is doing this. I don't see Life Rewinded caring that QB is doing this. But Sinner, all of a sudden, it's an issue like he can't do this. They openly look up people's shit, openly, and nobody holds them accountable. But you have to say something about Sinner. That's the whole point I was making to Ellie.
Groupies. It's so weird. I would never put that out there because they're going to use anything and everything you say the same way they used what Craig said and made it into something different. That's just what they do.
They are perfect. And then QueenBee sitting there saying that, you know, people I got cellulitis from not showering. What? Are you kidding me? Saying that I don't shower, that I spend my whole time on.
I don't particularly like any of them, but what I did say is that Cletus is better to listen to than be Tim.
I'm reviewing her, KCG. You're in the right chat, baby. You're in the right chat. I'm just reviewing Clue. And she's reviewing Brittany J.
YouTube. Oh, wow. On 2019.
Ashton, why don't you hold QB accountable? Why doesn't Hartley hold QB accountable? It's one thing to say that you don't like it, but QB does it all the time, and you all sit in her chat like it's no big deal. Why? That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Hartley makes video after video after video for QB when she's behind the scenes doing all this shady shit, and nobody says a word.
She had cellulitis.
She tells people how to lose weight too. Yeah. No. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, because she's supposed, I think somebody said in my Discord,
had cellulitis.
And this is what QB's mom, Clue's mom said. December 10, 2019. Please pray for my baby girl, Ricky, whatever. She's in the hospital with cellulitis. Pray that they can stop her pain for a speedy recovery. Thanks. 105 comments. Think about it. Yes, QB openly telling their chats to go harassing others. 1-6 sub and they do bad shit and thinks it's an achievement. Absolutely. You just called Sinner out, Ash. You just sat in here calling Sinner out. That Sinner is still going to so-and-so's Facebook or whatever. But look, she had cellulitis. Why are you talking about people having cellulitis? That's what I want to know. That's what everyone wants to know. That's the point I was trying to make to Ellie, but it went right over her head. She didn't get it. So yeah, so whatever so-and-so said, it's not true. This is right here in the flesh. So it goes to show you they're all fucking liars and hypocrites. But honestly, Love and Live, I can't like any of them because they don't talk about anything. They talk about Brittany and Betty. That's it. That's all they fucking talk about. So why don't you say that it's creepy for QB to do it? Or for Clue to do it. Why is it only creepy for Sinner? Yes, hit that like button. Beautiful there. It's still raining here. I was going to have a garage candle sale today. Oh, come on. I dyed Winston pink. I haven't seen him. Oh my God. Really, Ash? Now you sound like Ellie. QB threatens it all the fucking time. Yeah, it is raining. Threaten it all the fucking time. That's all she does is threaten it from people's Facebooks. How else would she get a picture of so-and-so's kid? Of Nunya's kid? Yeah, the calling is family stuff. Nobody calls her out. Nobody thinks it's fucking weird that people are calling another adult's mother. I think that's fucking weird. The more weird than looking up someone's Facebook. That's something a kid would do. Yeah, that's where QB got Crystal's picture, correct. And threatened her kid. Thank you, Peggy. Karen Reed is innocent. Right, Fluffer, your breath stinks. Your breath stinks. Yep, they are normalizing crazy shit. And Ash, I agree with you. There's no proof of that, and I totally agree with you. But they call someone's mother and they speak to his family. That's embarrassing. Karen Reed is factually innocent. She is the subject of corruption, and it just keeps going deep. Just Irish, I agree. She should not be setting any standards because she doesn't have any fucking standards. She got this email, and that message in that email, but yeah, she never shows proof. Her and Granny, none of them ever show proof. And then when this side shows proof, all of a sudden we're stalkers, we're predators. No, we're just calling out the bullshit. Plain and simple. Yeah, I cannot believe that fucking Dolly thinks she's guilty. I am shocked. Shocked. Ash, remember when Pugs called my mom? I'll never let her live that down. I know his last line was the best, Peggy. He closed that. That was fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant how he ended it yesterday. I think, oh, this is too good. That was like hook, line, and sinker. No, he's definitely not the brightest. But fucking his last line was like, oh, he just got her. Someone told me I should start doing interrogation videos. He said they're really easy to do. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, Pugs called my mom years ago. She left a message thinking I lived there and that it was my house. She was drunk as fuck. I wish my mom would have saved it. But like a year later, she's like, "Can I erase this?" So I played it for everybody. I wish someone would have recorded it. Yeah, drunk pugs called my mom. It was fucking hysterical. Laura, where are you? I know you're there. Mom's like, who is this? Exactly. Calling my mom's probably not the best idea. Nah, it was funny though. I know the person that told me I should do it has like 5 million subscribers. And he knows I'm jealous, but he's got a whole team of people. I told him, I said, it's just me. He's like, I started out just me. I said, still. But that's what he told me. He's like, I'm telling you, they're super easy. No, but the last couple of minutes, Peggy, he nailed her so fucking good. I was like, oh, that was brilliant. Brilliant. I have a video with 160,000 views. Doesn't mean shit today, but BSJ called moms. I don't remember that. I mean, I know he called people. I don't remember. He called moms. Kentucky Derby. I thought that was a while ago. It's probably raining there too. You think so, Peggy? What I don't understand, and I've asked a bunch of lawyers and nobody will answer my question, and I'm not paying to get a question asked, but I don't understand how what Bev is doing is legal. I just don't. I mean, she's objecting. She's helping out the audience, the witness, when he's not even objecting. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how can you even fucking do that legally? I don't get it. She's very corrupt, and I don't understand it. Unsupervised, what video? He called Starlight's dad. I don't remember any of that. I do kind of remember the Justin thing. That one I kind of remember. Whose video? What are you guys talking about? What video has 56,000 views? There's a former judge from MA calling it out. Yeah, she really is become the fucking prosecution. Hey, Moofies. Bye, Dayton. Clean your room. Oh, Dayton, while you're doing nothing and it's raining, take all your clothes out of Sage's room and put them away. Supposedly her email. See, also though, Peggy, she said something on the stand that I don't think the defense caught. She basically said the court asked her to do something. The courts wouldn't ask you to do something. Like she said something like she had the courts. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like the courts requested something from her. The courts never don't ask you for anything. So I thought that was really weird. But even if she's convicted, she'll win on appeal. I mean, this is ridiculous. But I also think, is the jury scared of the cops and everything? Are they scared to go against her? That's what I'm worried about. And I do hope that they're watching YouTube. I do. I hope they watch some of these lawyers that go through everything. Dayton, you're always doing laundry. You do more laundry than any kid I've ever known. Yeah, but just because she has them doesn't mean that the jury catches it. Like, they don't know if the jury's smart, if they're catching the same things we are. I hope they are. Joy, I have so much laundry to do, but this kid takes up laundry like every day. I don't know how he has so much laundry. Every time I go to do laundry, Dayton's in there doing laundry. I'm like, how do you have so much fucking laundry? You don't wear that many clothes. I cleaned out Sage's room completely, and I go in there to get some candle stuff, and fucking Dayton's clothes are all over. You like a guy with clean clothes? Yeah, he's got a girlfriend now. It's a case of a child that was brutally unalived, and the confession from a mother was false. It's graphic, and the views on it are insane. They don't tell the audience it's false. Wait, I don't understand. The confession from the mother was false. Oh, I gotcha. Karen Reed defense isn't getting paid at this point. That's because they know Karen Reed is still factually innocent. Also, though, just so you guys know, even if they wanted to get off the case, the judge could deny it. I understand that they're going to see it through because their reputations are out there. But when a lawyer wants to leave a case, the judge has to approve it. So they could have won it off, and then the judge said, no, you're sticking on. That's possible. I'm not saying that happened, but that's possible why they're still on it. Did Clue go live first or QB went live first? No, I don't think they would quit either. I'm just saying, though, that it is possible. That's me, Sly. I wear a lot of black and gray. Oh. But no, I mean, obviously they want to see it through. Yeah, but QB has taken over everybody's time slot. Like, Granny has always been first thing in the morning because I guess, that's when everyone's at work and school. So then QB starts. Then Savage went live in the morning, and then QB started going live in the morning. And now QB goes live every time someone else is live. It's fucking weird. I agree with that, Peggy. I don't think anyone's going to go to jail either. But hey, Marie, but the thing is, though, that what made, and like, I've been in a lot of chats about this, and I really haven't heard anyone mention this, and I don't know why none of us did, including myself. But I find it when, what's his name said it yesterday, it was like the biggest eye opener when Jackson said yesterday that, so you have this cop sitting in the house and you, for some reason, don't think to wake him about a fellow officer. Makes no sense. And that was like, whoa, that's so fucking true. Why wouldn't you think John O'Keefe is a police officer? Even when you call 911, why didn't you stress the emergency that it's a fellow police officer? Police officer down. And here you have a cop who's well equipped with CPR and everything else that can possibly save a cop, and you decide, who's such a good friend, and you didn't think to go wake him up? You didn't think that maybe there was a serial killer inside? Here's a dead guy with blood on him in the middle of the lawn, and you automatically assume that everyone in the house is perfectly fine? That was fucking genius. And I'm like, wow, why didn't anyone else think of that? He didn't even think of that on the first trial. But it's so true. Of course you're going to think maybe he was trying to escape the house. Maybe there's a fucking burglar inside. Maybe someone's dead. Like, I do. I listen to Melanie Little pretty much all day. Me and Amber. We got her during the day and Carl at night. But I really never heard anyone talk about it. And it's so true. Why didn't you think, if you cared so much, why didn't you think for 1 second that maybe something else happened? Maybe your sister-in-law and your brother-in-law are dead. Maybe there's a burglar and this guy was trying to get out. Maybe he is the burglar. Who the fuck knows? But for some reason, she knew that nobody else in the house was affected. How? How would you know that? Unless you knew what happened in the first place. So yeah, I'm totally, that was like brilliant on Jackson's part. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Hey, He-Man. And there's not a person that can deny it. Yeah, claimed her sister didn't answer the phone. She called her a bunch of times. Tell them the guy never came in the house, Matt McCabe. See? What I think happened, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I think John O'Keefe walked in and got attacked by the dog immediately. And they got all freaked out. Nobody knew about it immediately. And boom. Yeah, right now we're talking about Karen Reed. But someone's first thought would be, oh my God, why isn't my sister waking up? And the other thing is, and I think he brought this up because I don't think I came up with this on my own, but maybe I did. Why wouldn't the dog attack Jen when she walked in? She said clearly she didn't hear the dog. Why wouldn't the dog bark at you? Of course the dog is going to bark at you. I'm thinking that, what's his name? Brian Higgins took the dog out of the house, which is why he didn't go home, which is why he went to the police station. I think he took the dog with him at 12:30 after the dog attacked John O'Keefe. They said, we'll get rid of him. You guys get rid of the dog. And that's why I'm convinced he didn't go to his house. He went to the police station to do something with the dog and get the dog out of there. And I don't think the dog was ever fucking seen again. I think the bruises happened from the dog. I do. I think the dog attacked immediately. And I think some of his bruises had to do with the dog. Yeah, I don't think he was beaten. I think it was the dog. I mean, a dog can leave some fucked up bruises. And I just think because John went in a door that they weren't at, they were in the front, they may not have noticed what happened till it was too late. I know they say that Colin Albert hit. Did Colin even know who John was? Maybe he thought he was a burglar. I don't know where you heard that from, Peggy. I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, it was his first time there. Dog didn't know him. Alberts didn't know him. So they may have thought he was coming in to do some harm. Why come in through the side door? Who walks in through the side door? I know. I don't even. Oh, he did hate him? I don't know. I just don't think. I think the dog attacked first. I don't know. I just think dog attacked first. And then the fight ensued. No, I'm saying initially because Jen said that the dog wasn't there when she went to wake up her sister and brother-in-law, that she never saw the dog. So then I think how Brian Higgins left there at like 12:30 and went somewhere, which tells me that Brian Higgins probably took the dog. And I didn't think of that until yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if Brian Higgins took the dog at 12:30. He was the first one to leave. All those people that claim they love John didn't go to his funeral. But I think Jen McCabe is the only one that knew him. But at the same time, this is a police funeral. There should have been every cop from every department, from every fucking, doing a whole brigade. Do you guys ever see a police funeral? When my ex-brother-in-law died, they had Nassau County there, Suffolk County there. There were like 500 cops over like a 30-mile radius. Like you couldn't even get on the highway. Cops' funerals are fucking no joke. Especially if they died in the line of duty or something. That's what I'm saying. Brian didn't go home, which makes me think he took the dog out of the house. Because again, Jen McCabe said she did not hear or see a dog when she went in that house in the morning. Well, where'd the dog go then? So I think the cover-up started when Brian Higgins was the first one to leave and took the dog. Just my personal opinion. I don't know. But that's what I think happened. No, I'm saying that night. I'm not saying the kids didn't take the dog after. I'm saying that night. Exactly. Boston PD went to Sanchez's funeral in New York. That's what I'm saying. There's like a police funeral. There's like tons of people, tons of cops. Okay, so they took the dog that night, allegedly. I still think Brian Higgins did it. I think Brian Higgins took the dog to clean him up. And then maybe brought the dog back. But why would they take the dog out of the house? Why? Came out last trial that Albert's daughter found a stray dog that night. Of course she did. Brian Albert was supposedly injured in the fight. Didn't come to the door to help John on the lawn. Supposedly Brian was seen with his arm in a sling. Yeah, the dog hasn't been seen since. But they're going to get whatchamacallit? They're going to get what is it called? Fucking bite imprints from the dog. They got rid of the dog in May. The scratches on his arm is the reason I believe they killed him. Brian Higgins went to the police station to see what was happening. Yeah, I don't believe that. I think Higgins is just a fucking snake. But I'll tell you what will be interesting. It will be interesting if Jackson can somehow get Proctor on his side and Proctor fucking tells everything. That would be genius. Can he do it? I doubt it. But that would be fucking awesome. I mean, at this point, what the fuck does Proctor have to lose? Absolutely nothing. He's already lost his job. He's lost his pension. He's lost everything. So come on, Proctor. Tell the truth. For once in your life, tell the fucking truth. That would be genius. I don't think it'll happen. I won't hold my breath, but that would be fucking awesome. I don't think he will either, Angel. I'm just saying, how awesome would that be? I mean, fuck, he's got nothing to lose. He's already lost everything. Was it worth it? No. But that would be sweet fucking justice. Well, that's true. Yeah, but he could get immunity. They could offer him immunity. He'd probably end up dead. But that would be fucking sweet. And that's another thing. They're saying they got rid of Chloe because she attacked 2 dogs in the neighborhood. Well, then the dog would be put to sleep. You wouldn't fucking... there's no way that they would... that they would just let him go live with someone else after he attacked 2 other people. So I don't believe that either. I know he can't offer an immunity. I'm just saying, though, how cool would that be if Proctor just ratted out everything? That would be fucking awesome. Not reality, but it would still be awesome. Yeah, Turtle Boy, I don't watch him, but he really has. He opened this up. That's what I'm saying, Keister. He would, it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying it would be ideal to happen. It would be fucking awesome. It'd be great if he just, ratted out on everyone. Like, yeah, this is all a big conspiracy. But at the same time, we don't know who knows everything. Like, for those of you that follow me during Making a Murderer, it's the same thing. Even though I know it was a setup and Kratz is a piece of shit who set everything up, not every cop was involved, just like this. I don't think most of them are involved in the setup. I think very few probably know, because the less people that know, the easier it is to get away with it. So I don't think a lot of people are involved in this conspiracy. I think really only close family, and that's slowly unraveling. But, I mean, some of the others are just totally giving themselves away, like fucking Bev. Bev, you are so obviously involved in this conspiracy, like you can't make yourself any more fucking obvious. I don't think it gets any more obvious than what she's making it. Like, dude, stop. This is so obvious. And she's a dumbass. I know. I saw that. Thank you, Lady Jane. Everybody's wrong except her, Amanda. And it'll be good on Cross. Jackson is just so smooth. I think Melanie said it. He's like butter. He's just smooth like butter. My question is, does anyone know all these lawyers, how come they're not practicing? Like, how come Melanie Little isn't practicing anymore? I know Emily Baker, why she's not. Lawyer, his father's retired. He's still practicing. I know Jackson's practicing, but all these lawyers on YouTube, how come then they don't practice anymore? Did they get in trouble? Melanie's too young to retire. I don't think she's retired. Yeah, right? Unsupervised. I bet he's a really good, cool guy, though. He's just so good, though. Well, I know that's what Emily Baker said. Emily Baker said she makes more on YouTube than she did as a lawyer. Oh, Melanie is still practicing? I don't know. She's on live. She's on all the time. But Emily Baker was funny about that. She's like, shit, I'll be honest with you guys. This was like years ago. She's like, I make more on YouTube than I did as a practicing lawyer. But her husband's like a doctor or something. Like, they got money. I think Melanie took time off after a huge trial against. Oh, okay. Oh, she's not a criminal lawyer. Gotcha. Yeah, DUI guy practices. He still practices. I know. I think I know lawyer, practices. His dad's retired. I know why Emily Baker's not. Carl's retired. Jackson is better on the second trial. And I've heard some people like I think it was Carl. Carl was saying that he would have done this and this. And I'm sitting there like, you can't do this and this because Bev is just going to stop it anyway. So I think Jackson's doing a really good job of kissing Bev's ass and then not kissing her ass. You know what I mean? I've never watched Runkle. Good question, Melissa. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, Turtle Boy's attorney is a YouTuber? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Any attorney I know have done it as long as they can. But oh, he's not a YouTuber. He's a guest. Bedro isn't. Oh, Bedro is his attorney. I keep seeing that name, Mark Bedro or something, right? The only thing I don't like about watching Emily, and it's so hypocritical of me because I do it, is she reads a lot of comments and it's annoying sometimes, even though I do it. That's why I stopped trying to do it like during my whole live and only do it like the last half. I'm trying to get there because if you're just watching it and if you're just listening and not watching, it's very annoying. It's like you're having a conversation with yourself. I see you guys, but Emily does that and it annoys me. And it's funny because I do it. So it shouldn't annoy me. Ow. But when I listen to her, I'm not watching. I'm just listening. So she's answering questions and I have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, someone keeps talking about Mark Bedero. That's so the Mark Bedero letters, that's the one that opened up the corruption, right? Melanie's funny though. She really is. But I tell you, Loy, did an excellent job yesterday. And I love the fact that they're like, let me rewind that. I want to hear that again. But I started with Emily D. Baker when she had like 5,000 subs and talked about lipstick that glowed. Love her. She's like an OG lawyer on YouTube. Yeah, I think I heard about that. That there's an attorney on Karen's side that was first juror. See, but even last time, here's the problem though. Last time they said that the jurors like voted her guilty about part of it or something, but not guilty on the main charge. But none of that made sense because you can't be guilty on leaving the scene of a crime if you didn't commit the crime in the first place. And that's what I didn't understand about the last trial. You have to commit the crime in order to leave the crime. So they would have convicted her on stuff that made no sense to me. She didn't commit the crime, therefore she didn't leave the scene of a crime. So that told me that the jury believed she did it, but there just wasn't enough proof to prove she did it. And I just don't get it. Yeah, no accident report. That was another thing that was brought up that I didn't catch the first time. If there was an accident and she did it, why wasn't an accident report made before, after, or during? Why no insurance? Nothing. Yes, Amber, but what I'm saying is the jury did say that they were gonna make her guilty, like 8 out of 12 or whatever, made her guilty on whatchamacallit, on leaving the scene of a crime. But she didn't leave because she didn't commit the crime to begin with. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Those are little things that need to be what's the word? That need to be broken down. Because you can't leave a scene of something that you didn't do in the first place. Now, the DUI charge, that's a whole nother issue. But again, she wasn't caught with the DUI. So you can't give her a DUI charge when there was no test to begin with. It's like you can't charge someone with drugs years later. Oh, without a doubt, Sergeant Blackrock. There is so much that the court has done dirty that could win on appeal. But the problem is that appeal is going to be so expensive because you have 2 trials to go through. There are primary charges and secondary. Like resisting arrest is secondary if there's no primary cause for arrest. That's what I'm saying. You can resist arrest if you should have never been arrested in the first place. I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say, even if it's not coming out right. The good news is at least she's been home through all of this and she hasn't been sitting in a jail cell. But let's say she does get off. Let's say she's acquitted. Forget the not guilty. Let's just say she was acquitted. Her whole life is ruined. She's already lost her job. She's already lost her house. She had to pay for the defense, which good for her that she had an $800,000 house she could sell. But her whole entire life is ruined. She's lost everything. Jackson will go on with his life. Everyone else will go on with their life. And she's got to start over at like 50-something years old. All because she was set up. And that's fucked up. She's probably going to have to live with the parents. Yeah, but they'll write it off. I mean, imagine how Jackson's wife feels. He's got to stay here, except like on weekends when he's got to fly home. has got to fly home. His kids miss him. His wife misses him. It's fucked up. She's not, unless she's acquitted, she won't be very rich. How do you figure? She would have to, in order for her to make money on this, she will have to prove that it was a setup, not just not guilty. And that's a whole nother realm. A whole nother realm that I don't think she's going to be able to do unless she gets a pro bono attorney. That's possible too, Peggy. No, actually, no, they wouldn't have done that, Peggy. Peggy says that I actually think they were going to murder her after John's death, but never went through with it. They needed a fall person. They couldn't do that because they needed a fall. Do you know how much money that would cost, Marie? I mean, you might be right, but I don't think so. You can't prove it without, what you call it? You can't prove it without them going to jail for it. Supposedly Brian Albert is a Morrissey hired hitman. She can write a book. Let's just hope she's found not guilty, because it's not over. These people could totally think that she is. Thank you, sweet Melissa. I think we're all hooked on it. I wasn't as hooked the first time as I am this time. The inside of the headlight is clean. No, yeah, I don't believe the headlight had anything to do with it. And also, Jen McCabe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Jen McCabe said that there were taillight pieces next to him. But I remember in the first trial, they didn't find it for like a day or two. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, though. But I don't remember the taillight pieces being there instantly. I think it took them a day or two to find the tail pieces. But I could have, my memory could be off on that. But I'm pretty sure that they didn't find the tail pieces until allegedly till the snow melted. And Jen was up there this time saying, yeah, I saw them immediately. And another thing, I was surprised they didn't jump on it. I know Jen's a liar. Proctor was texting, hoping that Karen would unalive herself. I think they were going to kill Karen and frame it as suicide. Like did Santa. Maybe. But I think that would have been too obvious. But hey, you never know. Yeah, but wouldn't they have had that opportunity when they were there? That's what I thought, Keister. They didn't find a piece till the other SUV was confiscated. But Jen McCabe said yesterday or the day before that she saw the pieces next to John, and that's why she didn't go inside. She said something like that. But I'm like, okay, that's not accurate. And I don't remember Jackson jumping on that. And I'm like, why is nobody jumping on the fact that she's sitting here saying she saw the taillight pieces immediately? When that's just not true. Yeah, I know she says a lot of lies, but the first jury may not have seen it. The first jury may not know that they didn't find it immediately. Oh, 100% unsupervised. Supervised says a lot of people may not have had the money to fight. Half the people in jail are like that. Not half, but 20%. Everything in prison is money. Being able to afford it gives you better chances of getting out. Yeah, Twilight piece were found, and I remember that. But I'm saying that Jennifer was on panel yesterday or the other day on the stand stating that she knew that everything was fine in the house because she saw the taillight pieces on the floor. She saw the taillight pieces next to John, and nobody jumped on it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure they didn't find those pieces right away. So how did she see them? But Jackson didn't say anything. Maybe he's going to say something tomorrow, Monday. I don't know. But I just thought that was weird. But Karen saying that is a normal reaction. And I don't know why everyone jumped like that means she's guilty. I think that is a normal reaction when you don't know what happened. I don't think that's out of the ordinary. I think anybody would have said that. That's what I'm saying, Amanda. I did not hear anyone jump on it. That's why I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe I heard it wrong. Or maybe I remembered it wrong. But I'm glad you guys confirmed I was right. Oh, Jen totally changed her story. Completely. That's what I'm thinking too, Keister. Or he, someone told him after the fact. Because I'm sure they're doing that this weekend. I'm sure they're going through stuff. He can call her back as a witness, though, I think. I know. His last line was fantastic. Oh, my chair's making noise. That's not me. That's my leather chair. Whoop. Can you guys hear that? My arm's falling asleep because I've been on so long. I've been leaning. You know how you lean on your armrest? Is there? Oh, I think I saw that. I did see that. I do. Unsupervised, I agree. What I don't understand is even the people who think she's guilty, did they watch the trial and how evidence was collected? No way I could find her guilty. I agree. And like I said earlier, you can't find someone guilty of one charge if they didn't do the first charge. She didn't leave the scene of a crime because there wasn't a crime when she left. Since when did you start streaming? I know, right? No, it's my chair. I leaned. You know how you lean next to your chair? You know what I mean? I had to move my arm. So I put it down, then it made that noise. She can't be found guilty of anything. I don't think so. Even seriously, even if you do think she's guilty, even if you think she hit her, what about everything else? Why is everyone lying? Why the cover up? Why are they all in sync with each other? Right there says something. If she really did it and they're not covering up everything, then why all the cover up? Why do you have to have all the cover up if she didn't do anything, if she did it all in the first place? I just wonder how these people can look in a fucking mirror every day. He sure did. But will the jury buy it? That's the question. Will the jury be smart enough and not scared enough? Because believe me, they're watching. They know that these cops, they have to fucking deal with on a daily basis. And the cops know who they are. Everyone's saying how influential the Alberts are in that area. So wouldn't you be scared as a juror? That's why it should have never been in that same town. They should have done it far away. That's my opinion. If they did it far away, then they wouldn't have some of these issues. Just like Jackson. I think Jackson is the main talker because he doesn't have to deal with Bev ever again. All the other lawyers do. Every other lawyer's got to deal with Bev in their courtroom. So I think that's why Jackson's doing the most talking. Granted, he's probably the best lawyer, but he's doing the most talking because he doesn't have to deal with her again. But what I don't know if you can look up cases from a judge, but I want to know if she does this on other cases or if it's just this case. Because if she does this in other cases, like makes objections before the prosecution even objects, that's an issue. And she should be disbarred, completely disbarred. There is absolutely no reason that she should be able to do what she's doing. You would think she was the attorney. Like, no, bitch, you can't fucking coach people. That's wrong. And I'm just a layman, and even I know that. Like, you just can't do that. That's fucked up. You have no right to do this. It's just wrong on so many levels. And I know that what's his name is, objects low, but I heard one of the lawyers confirm what I thought. And what I thought was, are they even objecting or she's just objecting? Telling the lawyer, move along. No, he doesn't have to move along. The lawyer, did say that some of what she does is correct and some of it's not. But he said some of the things she's doing is normal stuff. Well, if she was going to retire anyway, then yeah, she's got nothing to lose because, well, she could lose a pension, I guess. But lawyer, didn't make her out to be as bad as I think she is. I think he gave her more credit than any other attorney that I've seen. No, wouldn't what, Amanda? Yeah, hold on. All right. Hold on. Oh, wait, where'd it go? All right. Why is no one talking about judicial errors in this trial? Judges don't get to ask witnesses questions like, was it a lie? Did you lie? Judges are not supposed to say, I'll allow it or I'll let him have it when there is an objection. It's called sustained or overruled. From what I can see, there is only one other murder trial Judge Canone presided over here in Massachusetts, and that case was a deadlock jury in the first trial. Some of her mistakes are common in new judges, but not judges who have been on for many years. As a former judge, I am shocked by these errors, some of which can be appealed if there is a conviction. Yeah, here's another one. How about when she asks, is there any objection? Like, you just can't do that. Do you want to address why she won't hold the defense to any disc deadline? In my jurisdiction, deadlines mean something regardless of party. Brennan warned her since November of the expected arc of BS, and she did nothing. I hear you on the issue and understand your point. The issue about ARCA is a Sixth Amendment rights issue. Even though there are sanctions for rules and discovery violations, it cannot be done in a way that harms a substantive issue related to the defendant's right to a fair trial. Case law makes clear a judge cannot hold the actions of ineffective counsel against the defendant who has a right. Hang on. Hey.
I'm in Charlotte.
You landed?
Yeah.
All right. When's your next flight?
3:40.
Your time. All right. Call me when you get on the plane.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
Safe flight. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Phoenix is in North Carolina. There are, however, other sanctions like monetary sanctions and complaints to the Bar Council that would not be part of the trial. Hope that answers the question. It's not common to see a judge act like this. But judges have a lot of discretion. They can ask witnesses. Yeah, but they don't normally ask witnesses questions. That's the thing. They don't. Judges do not have discretion to ask substantive questions. She doesn't get to be a prosecutor, and it's frowned upon by the courts. Commonwealth versus Hassey, judges may not, however, weigh in or appear to do so on one side or the other. Asking a witness, did you lie? Was it a lie? Could not be more improper. It shows bias. The terms sustained and overruled are to be used strictly as per the jury instructions in Massachusetts. There is nothing in those instructions that explains to a jury, I'll allow it, again, improper. And just to add to this, and she's 100% right, and I'm not a judge, but when I went into court, and the way I understood court before I was even involved in court is that when there's a jury trial, a judge is just like a mediator. A judge doesn't ask questions. A judge is there to explain to the jury the rules of the court because they are, they are a mediator. That's all they are. And when it's not a jury trial, a judge has a lot more leniency because there's no jury and everybody in there understands the law. So a judge may ask questions. But when there is a jury trial and you have attorneys, the judge is not there to do anything but make sure the court stays in order. That's it. And, explain to the jury the rules of the case. That's what I was always taught that a judge does in a jury trial, which is why they'll make faces, they'll write stuff down. But that's why people hire attorneys. But Bev is acting like the prosecution. Like, it's ridiculous. And I can't, even if a jury doesn't know how the court works, I can't comprehend how even the normal layman juror is going to think that this is normal. Like, it's just not. So that's what I don't get either. The Lopes trial was just before Karen Reed's first trial. Trial 1 was a mistrial. The jury was buzzed in from Worcester. My understanding is that a juror refused to deliberate but was not held in contempt. Yes, it was one juror who said they believed Lopez was psychotic. Thank you for calling it out. I watched first trial, all the hearings, and now the second, and there is blatant bias by her. Either she doesn't care or has zero self-awareness. Judge says, my criticisms directed are very specific instances like the improper use of terms like I'll allow it, rather than sustained or overruled. Additionally, the substantive questions of witnesses again are improper since the judge is not supposed to be viewed as favoring one side or the other. I think she has done many things right, but some of these issues can be viewed as a lack of impartiality. It's virtually impossible to win an appeal if a judge refuses to recuse. That's true. Thank you for responding. Hoping jurors don't pick up some of the off things Bev are doing clearly improper. There's nearly deadlocked. Whether it's 1 not guilty or 11, unless it's 12 people in agreement, it's deadlocked and a mistrial declared. If it was one juror who believed Lopez was not guilty due to mental illness, it was indeed unfair to the whole family. Court TV isn't interested in the real story, which is corruption in Bev's kangaroo court. I have seen Judge Ashley raise these issues. These are procedural and decorum issues, and I don't support name calling or believe the judge is corrupt. I believe there are errors in the handling of the case that appear to affect the issue of impartiality. Interesting. So she won't say the judge is corrupt. I will. The judge is corrupt. I think defense had his hands tied at points. Yeah, she's being very nice. Because I say it's corrupt. I've been on podcasts and on court TV many times in various cases. Was on for the Daybert minions on Reed and the SIC arguments for her appeal. I've been asked to be on various YouTube channels and podcasts, but try to stay neutral and only talk about the law. I think Karen Reed is guilty or innocent. That's for 12 people. Oh, I've never said whether I think Karen Reed is guilty or innocent. I think she's innocent. Forgive me for saying, but I believe correct legal terminology is guilty or not guilty, not guilty or innocent. Not guilty does not mean innocent. It simply means there wasn't enough evidence to convict. This is true. Can a judge be reprimanded? Yes. But a judge cannot be sued. They can be reprimanded, but they cannot be sued, which I think is fucking bullshit, but it is. All right, I'm going to get off, though. I've been on almost 4 hours, and I'm starting to feel like Queen Bee. Thank you so much, guys. Again, another day I rant, and another day I feel better. Yeah, I think it's corruption. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's total fucking corruption. I think she's corrupt. I think the Alberts are corrupt. I think the whole fucking city is corrupt. They all need to go down. Karen Reed needs to go free, needs to get her life back. And any jury that is scared, please don't be scared. Any jury that it's just not a good scene, and it's fucking scary. Moofies, 100% agree. I have this rule that if something pisses me off and I think about it for more than 3 hours, I must go live about it and get it out. I know that sounds crazy, but that's my new theory, and it's working. Because if it's stirring in me for like 3 hours and I finally get it out, then I'm good the rest of the day. I can move on with the rest of my day. But that first 3 hours fucking kills me. And it's like it stirs in my mind over and over and over. So and then I learned daily rants works. Totally works if it's stirring in my mind. So I hope everybody learned some things today. Lord knows I did. I definitely learned a bunch of things about QB followers and the way they think and their mentality on the way things think. And I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm telling you, I learned a lot. And I see why they protect her, and I see why their train of thought is the way it is. I do. Nothing against Ellie, but I'm glad she came up, and I'm glad we were able to talk, and my eyes are now opened a lot bigger. And it's crystal clear. I see it. I totally see it. And that's another thing I learned, Amanda, is wait until I can think about my thoughts. This one's been stirring up with me since yesterday. But I'm like, let me get my thoughts together. Let me not jump out of anger. And let me make sure that I'm going to present it where I'm not going to regret it after I present it. And I think I've done a good job of that the last couple of days. I do. I'm not saying I've been doing this for a while. But at the last couple of days, I got my head together and I said, you know what? There are ways to do this. And there's ways that I could just drop off the handle. And I decided, let me do this properly. And it's working. Because then when my live is done, there's no other thoughts. And I move on with my day and I go on and live my life. So, all right. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys for the memberships. Love you guys. We are going to get back to other stuff around here because honestly, I don't want to talk about drama all the time. I don't want to talk about QueenBee unless she brings me up. I don't want to talk about Brittany, Betty, none of it. I would like to get back to interesting conversations, whether it's, whatever it's about. But I want to rebuild. which is something that's taken a while, but I do. I want to rebuild. I want to rebuild my channel. I want to rebuild Patreon. I want to rebuild it again, and I just got to do it. So there's that. I will see you guys. Oh, you didn't hear it, Beggy? Oh, yeah. Wait till you hear it. So, all right. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Like I said, my baby's coming home tonight, so I won't be around tonight, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Be good. Be safe. Be nice to each other. And if you live in Alabama, good luck with the rain because it sucks. All right. I will see you guys later. Peace.